Okay.
Are we rolling?
Mr. Herman. Lord of mercy. Follow me, you know. This is episode
19.
I was going to say 18. That would
No, it's
I think
19.
it's 18.5.
18 and a half.
We don't know if this counts yet.
Well, yeah, we don't know if
We don't know if you'll actually ever hear this.
You're
yet.
listening to episode number 19 of the Broad Street Breakdown. We are not in Found Sound Studios tonight because my record is done. Well, my vocals are done for my record, so my record is now in the mixing stages, which means Scott Stallone, our man behind the boards, is there working on my record tirelessly. So we had a choice to make. That choice was to either hold off on the show for a long period of time,
Which we don't want to do.
or bring you some hood shit.
Adapt and improvise.
So if you don't adapt, you die. So what we decided to do was, with the help of Gavin's lovely son, is we're doing a hood episode.
We hooked
basically
up a gimmick and we got the gimmick running.
We got a gimmick that we hope.
It's a Sony Walkman.
We basically have my Sony Walkman from 11th grade that I used to play Omatic on the school bus.
Recording through headphones as microphones.
Headphones as microphones. We're not even giving you high bias.
But we are in doubly.
We're giving you a low bias tape from Clover.
Clover.
Yes.
Well done.
Did you like that?
Well done.
Clover tapes, man.
I remember your Clover tapes, and I
You get
remember.
a string of them for like
Yes.
$1.
And when you're recording, particularly punk rock and hardcore, which already had at the time awful production,
Right.
add that with the hiss of the Clover low bias tape, and essentially what you had was the sound
A
of
mess.
a monkey smashing instruments
On the highway.
on the highway.
Pretty much.
With the windows open.
So that's the deal.
We're also
So
trying a brand new gimmick tonight. We've got
oh yeah.
Cameras in the
So,
place.
yeah, so since we lost the last talk to y'all, we got a couple of fairly nice cameras so that we can expand the media to video. I don't know how logical it is. We'll make the decision later whether or not we're going to post whole episodes. I know Taz does that, correct, on his show. Mm-hmm. I don't know if people want to just look at us for the whole time, but we're definitely going to be posting video.
Little snippets.
Highlights, certain segments, maybe Dear Vin, maybe word association.
Could be.
Kubi, yeah, Kubi.
no.
Kubi, no, it depends. So the cameras are rolling now. So y'all see some video of that too.
We don't know what the fuck we're doing.
Yeah, we don't know what we're
God,
doing.
We're just hitting record and hoping for the best.
Yeah, I mean, actually, hopefully, we're firm believers in the ideology that content is king. So with that said, we hope that you can bear with us with the quality of this particular podcast, because it's not up to par with our usual standards. But we feel like that y'all don't listen because it's super high tech. We feel like y'all listen because you enjoy what we talk about. So
Because you like us.
with that said,
Hands up, who likes me?
as far as the last time we were on the air, in terms of what's been going on with me, I wrapped my record in terms of the vocals. So I shot the cover artwork with Stress the White Boy, DMS. What up, Stress?
What up, Stress?
So that's where I'm at right now. I'm glad to be back with the brothers to be doing the podcast. So, OG, what's good with you, man? I know you're very happy about the fact that the kid's out of school and you get to sleep in.
School's done. Off till September.
School's out for summer.
Yeah. Nothing, man. Today was the first day, the vacation. I got to sleep till 11. That's good.
11.
I mean, 11's all right.
I mean, yeah.
Who gets to
I was up with you until...
Well, you started fading at one point because
What time was that?
well, you were still the conversation was still healthy at like 1:30, by 2-ish, the answer starts spreading out. And that means you're doing the
Gary's getting ready to tap.
that means you're doing the nod out gimmick.
I
so
do. I'll
that's
nod for like 20 minutes and then answer you.
yeah. Then that's when I typically fall back, and then during the night. I know that it won't wake you because you told me don't worry about it. If I think of something, I write it so I don't forget it in the morning.
Right.
So, yeah. So we were talking. I actually always remember our convos, but I don't know what we were talking about last night. It had to be the biz.
I don't know. I feel like I don't remember.
Yeah.
Something.
Don't blur.
Sicko, what's the work here? How you been?
Yeah, I mean, I'm all right. I'm glad, I like our new digs. I'm feeling this little scenery change, It's all right. It's all right.
So you're working on the New York Hardcore Graph book, right?
Yeah. My man Freddie, I was working on his book. He's plowing through it. One thing I just learned. I didn't even catch that one. That was a bad one.
All right.
One thing I learned that I find insane, because I've done this before, but not to the extent that Freddie's doing it. So Freddie's doing a lot of interviews with a lot of graph writers who cross over into the music world. He's doing these interviews, and he was like, I'm transcribing blah, blah, blah. Now, I've done this with our book. You basically listen to a tape recorder, type down what somebody's saying, and then, you edit it. He's handwriting these interviews. I'm like, he's taking pictures of his notebooks. I'm like, you're crazy, dude, but, that's how you work. But, yeah, he's getting that going along. We're hoping to have a release date by the end of the year, so we'll see.
Yeah, man. I mean, for me personally, my graph hand was whatever, but that's what I ran with as a kid. Continue to run with graph heads still to this day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a lot of graph heads that people don't know were graph heads.
Yeah.
David Arquette was a graph writer.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
I never knew that.
Yeah. So I'm super excited for that.
Yeah,
book.
there's a lot of cool people that are going to pop up in this book. I don't want to give no names away just yet, but there's some interesting characters throughout the history of it. And then when you cross it with the New York hardcore scene throughout the 80s, it's even better. I almost said even mo better.
Look, I'm not angry at that.
Mo better.
Last and most certainly not least, we come to the Professor Pablo. How you doing, sir?
I'm a stepping razor. I'm dangerous. I'm dangerous.
Wow.
I ain't mad at that.
Wow, man. Well,
Okay.
So,
My bond soldier.
Yes. He spends 4 days in Jamaica. Listen to him.
5 days, 4 nights.
Professor Pablo, Wagwan
My
Soldier.
bond soldier.
Everything
Airy.
So everything Irie seeing.
Everything's Irish. Everything's Irish.
So, well, for those who don't know, my good friend Professor Pablo was in Jamaica. So if you wanna, I'm gonna throw you alley oops for this story.
Lovely.
Why don't you explain to the fine feathered fans?
Sure.
Why you were there? What was going on? Because Gavin and I might know a little bit too much about this trip. Because, well, I'll get into that in a second.
Okay.
But,
Right, so wifey says, my BFF at work's getting married in Jamaica. You want to go? And I'm like, no, of course not. I'm not doing that.
no, so.
And then she's like, well, it's our 15th wedding anniversary, so you know. And I was like,
Okay, I didn't even know that because let's get on something else real quick, and I'm sure you were thinking about this. When you were sending us pictures, I'm like, I don't know none of these people.
right.
So that's all right. You got a life outside of us, but really not because because I know your whole shit.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know these people, so it's definitely Chrissy's homegirl. But through the years, I feel like I know Chrissy's homegirls.
Right.
Maybe not super well. Some of them I do, though. I've known a lot of them for a long time. Your wife, like you, has had her friends for a long period of time, and she still rocks with the same crew.
It's first grade friends.
So I'm like, yo, I don't know who any of these people are. And
You
like,
and me both.
Right. I'm like, and you're sending us pictures, and we're going, does he know this guy?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, wait. Then you said, it's like you're sending a picture with a Jamaican with dreads, and I'm like, wait, is that his friend? Or is that guy selling weed? Is that guy getting mad? And then it's like, now I'm like, oh, the white person. It got to be the white people. So So you were no selling it like, nah, I don't care. And then she's like, yo, 15 years. And you're like,
And it was, all right.
yeah.
You got me.
Yeah, I got to take one.
I had to come out the wallet. I come out every couple of years.
And everyone here knows that you don't get off your wallet for much.
No.
But, so you came through for wifey, like, all right, the wedding's whatever, but... Yeah, I mean, and I love you, so
right.
So you do the right thing,
right?
All right.
And you could jump in 5 days. That's nothing. 4 nights. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're out.
Yeah.
Do half of the weekends.
Yeah. I've done that gimmick. I did that gimmick in PR because I knew I would lose my mind.
So it was a coworker's wedding, and for the most part, everybody was cool. So first thing first, we get to the airport. So if I'm getting off my wallet, I'm getting off my wallet. So they're like, "Yo, you trying to upgrade the seats for $60?" And I said, I got that.
Yes, I am.
So,
First class?
you're talking to Pablo Chipo here. Next to first class.
1.5
It's the first row after first class.
Oh my god.
I got upgraded too.
How much?
Fifth row.
What would it have cost you to be first class?
I think like 160. And it came with a meal.
Kosher
But I was
meal?
like, I don't need that, but I need this. So Vin would have loved this though. Next to first class, big partition in front of you. You see nobody.
Oh, I mean,
But your leg room is double what everybody else has.
Oh, like that.
The only caveat, you can't rock your shit under the seat. You got to put everything up.
Not
So-
caveat.
No.
Only caveat.
Yeah.
he said.
Not
Good.
caveat.
So
I think he learned that word around the time of like episode 2, and has been finding a place to fucking wedge
you
that.
filed that one away? Like,
I mean,
can I use
he's
this?
always got that laptop in front of him that me and Gavin can't figure out what it does. Because we ask him for information, he can't find it.
playing Words with Friends.
Yeah.
So the plane ride's dope, and I'm going to put the podcast over. We didn't read it all. Me and my wifey, we synced up our iPods, our phones, and we listened to the podcast going down.
Ours?
So we said, ready, set, go. We didn't, because we saved up like episodes 17 and 18. We didn't listen to
No
like,
kidding.
So episode 17 going down, we both looked at each other, gave ourselves a little kiss, hit play on our phones.
It's like they were jumping off a bridge.
What y'all made suicide bridge? Yo, they were like,
Bungee jump?
they were like, yo, this podcast is so evil, we better piss before we go out, man. Yo, he went out on the suicide
If
path.
you
for
don't
our
make it
gimmick.
to the other side.
Yeah, I'll see you when I'll see
fly
you
right
over.
To Jamaica?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
No-
I
no-
only do nonstop flights.
Yeah.
That's my rule.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Well,
If
let
I
me
ain't nonstop, I ain't going.
let me tell you something, bro. I fly really far places for music. Not going if it's not a one-way
Right,
flight.
right.
Yeah.
If you, I don't
Alaska,
care.
nonstop.
I don't care what the offer is. Where. No, I'm going from here to here. I don't care but it costs triple. Then it costs triple.
Right. The only other gimmick I'll do is if I got to go to like real far overseas, I'll do LA. I'm spending a day in LA. Then.
See, here's one time. The one time I did a layover, if you go Philly to LA, you got to go Philly to LA to Australia. But I was like, I'm still not doing the layover. Let's kick it in LA for 5 days.
That's what I'm saying.
So I went to LA and kicked it with Cody Mack and all. You know what I'm saying? What up, Cody Mack? All of them out there because I wasn't about to be like, I'm doing 5 hours and then like 17 hours on a plane,
Yeah,
bro.
fuck that.
Like, get out of here. Take a walk.
Nope.
So the podcast was awesome, but we didn't even finish the podcast and the plane landed. So the flight was awesome. So as soon as I get through customs, you go to the sandals concierge. I do sandals. That's
Okay,
fine.
I didn't know you had to go through
All-inclusive.
customs with Jamaica. Concerned.
Once it's still like, you're still coming into another country, so you got to fill out the form and they eye you up and whatever.
Isn't that where Michael Scott goes to?
Could be, yeah. So I get there, and as soon as you get there, you get through customs, you go to sandals, and they got the concierge suite for especially people like me. I'm gold status, in case you don't know that.
Wow.
Oh, I mean,
I'm
we
sandals gold
know.
status.
How does
I just want to
I'm gold level status. Sandals,
how does
man.
how does one become gold level?
You just start going
Status.
there, and then you sign up for the gimmick, and then you start tracking your stays, and you get like
This is not your first visit to this.
This is
Sandals.
my fourth stay at Sandals.
You've been to Jamaica 4 times?
I've been to Jamaica 3 and Bahamas once.
Oh. Sandals has
Largo?
a whole.
They own every place in the Caribbean. They got a spot. This dude owns everything. He owns. He owns the rum that they serve there too. The Appleton's rum. It's made in Jamaica. He owns that too.
I'm not it.
He owns. This guy owns everything.
This is weird. That I'm like looking at
I
you
know.
while
you're talking.
Yeah.
So they see me. They go, all right. The professor's here. Gold status. They know who I am. So they go. You come.
They
here.
know who I am.
Wow.
The professor's hair.
Yeah.
The professor's hair.
I just flashed
Everyone.
I
Ding,
flashed-
ding, ding, ding.
I
The
got
professor's
the,
hair.
I got the gold sandal thing. I flashed that. They already know what's going on.
You got a gimmick to
I got
flash?
the gold sandal. Yeah.
What is it?
It's just a gold sandal. Get it? Sandals is the place.
Is
It's
it
gold
a
sandal.
pin?
It's a pin.
Gimmick?
Yeah, it's pin. When you're silver status, I think you get the necklace. I'm
Yo,
past
man,
that. I'm
man.
past that.
This is crazy.
What if you forget? Let me ask you a question. What if you forget the gimmick?
They already know. They got the thing on the computer. They already know what flight I'm on and what resort I'm going to.
Pablo, motherfucker, look
Yeah.
me up.
Here's the thing. This guy is saying this with a certainty that I don't believe. I believe they might be like,
Yeah.
yo, who is you, B?
They're all on point. Now these people are on point. They know
I
who's
mean,
coming,
all
who's
right,
going.
I'm not saying that you're
They're a
lying.
professional organization.
I mean,
Establishment.
technically I'm a professional organization too, and look at me.
So first he goes,
Professional
"All right, Professor,
organization called Sandals.
Yeah, right.
Professor, put your bags here and go into the concierge suite, get yourself a beer, relax while your shuttle's getting ready."
Oh, I don't hate that.
So then he goes,
Oh, I love it, baby.
my man here, he's gonna watch your bags because Jay Maker could be a little shady.
J Maker.
Jay Maker. Here we go.
So
Jamrock, if you
so
will.
here we go. Already, I gotta come out to pocket 10 stacks to this boy to watch the
10
bags.
stacks. You
Wow.
gave him $10,000.
Stacks.
Wow.
So you paid the guy $10,000.
10 stacks.
Here's $10,000 to watch my
Right.
bags.
So I go
All
in there,
right.
so then me.
All right.
So you go and you freshen up. It's a big lounge. There's pastries.
I mean, he hasn't even gotten to the.
He ain't even through the door
He
yet.
ain't even through the door, and I'm marking for this story.
Right. So you go in, you freshen up, you chill. There's pastries. Then they got taps of beer. You start drinking. So I'm like, finish half my one, and they're like, "Yo, your gimmick's ready. You got to go." And I'm like, "What the deal? I'm still trying to get the free beer." And the guy's like, "Nah, man, you take it with you, man." So I filled that.
Can you do that again?
Yeah, man, take it with you, man. Don't waste it.
Wait, what's
You
ready?
sound like
Red Stripe.
The shuttle
It's
bus.
beer.
that sounds like an Irish brogue, man.
They have 5 resorts in Jamaica. So they know they need 5 shuttle buses for whatever time a day, you know what I'm saying? So they were like, they wait for everybody to get off. And then, because again, they know who's coming when.
Unfortunately, this is a gimmick I deal with, but it's not to go have fun. It's to be on a fucking
Right.
tour.
Yeah.
So,
But I'm waiting for the same shit with some fucking J-Bro that's next to me that's too close. Their arms touching me.
Right.
We went to get on the shuttle. It's a whole mess, man. But see, the thing is, he knows he's about to touch down, like
That's relaxed.
to Lamp. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm about to touch down.
To work.
To go to work.
And blah, blah, blah. So I'm already vexed.
Yeah.
So I'm already off at the handle. I'm at like a 10.
Not the professor.
A 10. 10? Yeah.
so then we leave. I'm 2-fisting the beers, backpack. So then this other boy's got my bags. Another boy. So you know what that means?
Another 10.
Another 10
Another
stacks.
another $10,000?
Another 10 stacks. Right out the window.
$10,000. So right now we're looking at
$20,000
$20,000 out.
What was the
20,000 Jamaican out.
and what was the price of the trip? Like $4,000?
Yeah, something like that.
So you're $24,000.
And you ain't even.
And you ain't
Right.
even there yet.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
That's like me and you were going to New York next weekend, right?
Yeah.
To see a show.
Yeah.
We're already $24,000 in debt.
Right.
So we get in the shuttle. Shuttle's nice. We leave right away, which never happens. So that's dope. And we're only going to one resort. Usually you got to do like the world tour. Like, oh, this guy's going here, and you're like, I don't give a fuck about that
Right,
guy. Go to
right.
my resort. So everyone's going to the same gimmick. So we start leaving, and the one guy's like, stop. He's like, this guy right here gets a bottle of champagne. I don't know why.
About you?
No, this other guy.
Don't you know who I am?
This guy doesn't know either why he got
So
it.
the other guy looks over and this
Right. So he's like,
roster was like Latimer's and something.
Right. So he's like, well, I don't really even want it.
Oh man!
Come on, yo.
I already know what's about to go down.
The professor cracked him open. Hour and a half
40
bus
now.
ride, champagne.
So was your wife drinking it?
She said she drank something and was like, it's the worst champagne I ever had.
All right, because I had champagne. The only time I like legit drank it was when I gave the toast to your wedding.
Sure.
And for me, like, you know, I like a good vodka. You know what I mean? I understand that whole world of beers and IPAs and stuff. IPA. And an IPA. But for me, man, like, even the most high level expensive champagne is like.
I don't really
It's-
care for champagne,
I don't
except
get-
for when it's free.
I don't get no. I'm trying to let them into the mind of Professor Pablo that that they need to know that you don't even like it, but you were like, yo.
If it's free,
If it's me,
yeah.
if it's free, it's
I'm not
me.
letting the champagne go to waste.
I mean,
Right?
You do what you do, bro.
Right? Long trip, too.
I mean, you're not pitting them over per se, but you're like,
I mean, I'm okay with it.
you're not gonna hard way him.
Yeah, I was
You're
thirsty
like,
at the same time. The beer was gone. It wasn't like there was a
So
tap
now
on
you're
the- on
2
the-
beers and a bottle of champagne in.
half a bottle, yeah.
and he
I shared
can't,
it with some other people.
and he can't drink.
Right.
So
Arguably.
arguably,
So we get right out the airport, and there's heads, like the locals. You know how in Philly they sell bottles of water at every corner? Mm-hmm. These bulls are selling steering wheel covers. Like, I don't know if there's a deal because it's so hot in that town that the Johns get ripped up, but the boys had them around their heads, like 6, around their necks, 6 stacked up. And they were on like every street corner. And I'm like, I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna
going on.
put this question to my man Kevin, Jamaican brother from LA, friend of mine he goes by the name Crisis, Kevin Crisis. If you're listening, please hit us up and explain this phenomenon.
illuminate this. For
Illuminate
us,
this steering wheel cover gimmick, because Gavin and I are Jamaica marks, we're reggae marks, and I don't know what the fuck's going
never
on
heard
here.
of such
I've never heard
You
it.
sure you weren't just straw drunk at this point?
No.
Yeah, I mean,
Just
yeah,
saying shit,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Illuminating.
This
I mean-
motherfucker's got steering wheel around his head. You know what I mean?
Is he steering wheel drunk?
I
Is
thought
that his new gimmick?
I think it is.
I thought they were like water gimmicks, like the water things. you
Like
do.
some kind of special fly shit?
fireworks thing.
Yeah, and they were like,
yeah.
no, they were steering wheel covers. So I don't know what's going on
Must
down
be a
there.
big business.
Epidemic, I think.
All right.
Maybe it's an epidemic.
Cool big.
So then it was a horrible like hour and a half drive of like uneven roads, and it
Oh,
started
it's
thunderstorm raining.
it's
so that
low,
was terrible.
bro. The islands are loked out that way, man.
So
like
then they drive on the left side of the road.
Yeah.
And the John was like, "Why
That go-
y'all?
that
Why
go-
y'all drive on the left?" He's like, "We drive on the left because the right side is suicide."
wow,
That was his line.
Lord of
I
mercy.
asked that like 7 times.
Yeah,
a day.
exactly.
So,
Yo, yeah, and-
I gotta
and-
come up with a line.
I mean, it's crazy that she's going to Jamaica and doesn't even understand that they were on the English rule. But hey, who am I to judge?
Hey,
Lord of mercy.
So get to the resort. Resort's fine. I get there. Of course, they know Professor there, platinum status guy
Platinum
coming up.
professor.
I have one more staying on platinum status, so they already know these guys are getting ready to be next level. So let's treat them right. So I get the Michael Scott Sandals shirt. I get the bottle of Appleton's in the room.
Wait.
They know who
Wait,
I am.
yeah,
Can
wait.
you go back to platinum status? How do you achieve platinum
I gotta
status?
stay there. I think one more time. If I stay one more time,
Yeah.
then I get uploaded to platinum status.
Uploaded.
So you become
Yo, they uploaded. Yo, man, you meant upgraded,
so
man.
you become
Yo, man, you meant upgraded, man. I'm not gonna I'm not
no,
gonna
he
just
meant
like.
uploaded.
I'm not just gonna fucking like.
Just let it go.
Yeah, man. Like, you think I'm gonna let you live saying you were uploaded to platinum status, man?
I'm streaming the.
Yeah. I mean, yo, man, I love you so much, man. It's like, I mean, you are just like, I mean, nobody beat you, man. Like my brother said,
Thank you, he says.
Right.
Thank you.
you're the best.
So I'll just go over the highlights. So the first day we actually get in the water. Within 10 minutes, I step on like a sea urchin or something and have like 100 spikes in my foot.
Nice.
Awesome.
Go to the nurse. She's leaving to do something else. I'm like, yo, are you coming back? She's like, yeah, I'm coming back. She never came back.
Never came back.
So I had like sea urchin or whatever you want to call it, whatever the porcupine of the sea's called. Whatever that thing I stepped on that, had them spikes. So I'm like, I'll just deal with it when I get back to America. So I'm not going to the Jamaican hospital.
Wait till I get back to America.
Yo, man.
I'm out. I'm done.
Yeah, man. I mean, this dude's like 1/4 through the story.
So you
And it's
not
like,
even.
We haven't even gotten to
No,
the
I'll
most
tell you why,
sad.
man. Because when he's got a fucking story, it's fucking fucking
gold.
Living my
man.
life, man. I don't know why it's so funny.
So you went hobbling around for the rest of the 4 days, 5
It wasn't.
nights?
It wasn't
You had a bad wing?
It was
all
right in the
candy.
middle of the foot, like right here was the middle.
What was it again?
Like a sea urchin, sea cucumber, something.
Yo, man.
I mean,
He didn't even tell us that.
Porcupine of the sea.
Yo, here's me. I just got bit by a sea urchin. Back home.
Oh shit! I'm not going to be anywhere where I'm going to get bit by a sea urchin in the first place.
See that now you're on to something. See, that's the thing.
Man.
That's the thing. When people tell these stories and me and you go, "Oh, that's too hot," or "Oh, that's blah, blah, blah." The fact of the matter is, it begins and ends with, "I would never be there anyway."
Absolutely.
Oh, this kid got eaten by a shark. Hey, I mean, that's what they do.
That's where they live.
This kid got eaten by an alligator. Yo, man, it's fucking really awful, man, and that will fuck up a family. But I mean,
shouldn't be
like, yo, man, you know why my kid's not getting eaten by an alligator? Because he ain't gonna be around me, no fucking alligator, man. Like he was like around a goat one time, and I was like, "Yo, man, that goat might dumb out. I kick him or something, man."
Goats eat anything.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, yo, that goat eats cans, man.
Yes, it does.
That goat will eat a can.
I saw that on Sanford and Son.
I mean, that's where I saw it.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's
Julio had the goat.
right, but I don't know that it's a fact. I just know the goat ate Julio's.
ate
Not
Fred's
Julio.
junk.
Yeah.
Ate something.
And then he called Lamont a big dummy for it.
I mean, he was.
He
I saw that
was.
episode.
Yeah, man, of course.
Right.
So, all right, now you get bit by the sea urchin. Like,
Spiked me.
how was it the place where, in terms of it being nice? Well, here's a question. Did you stay at the place with the wedding party because of the wedding?
Yes. They get a whole deal, and the travel agent hooks it all up.
But you just happen to have the inside track at Sandals.
Yeah,
anyway.
because
they're not
VIP members like I am.
So they're not connected. These things aren't connected.
No.
So you weren't uploaded because of
I tried
of the wedding. You were uploaded because you're Professor Pablo.
my existing status, yes.
So
You tell the travel agent, by the way, here's my Sandals ID, and they push that through.
Is it your opinion that you were staying in a nicer place than the average person at the wedding?
No, because I still pick the room. I'm still paying for the room. It's a discounted rate, but they have like 10 models of room.
Now
and I don't never care about that because you're never in the rooms.
Okay.
So we get like the next one above the lowest room.
Okay, so the cheapness shines through again. Now, with that said, where would you rate this place in the level of being nice?
No, I mean it was a 9. It's awesome.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, because like
They don't mess around.
it was annoying. Annoying. All right, so continue, please.
So first day.
Illuminate.
First day I'm in Jamaica, and I'm like
Jamaica.
I'm like, yeah, where can we get there late in the day, so we only do night gimmicks. So then the next morning's when the next day's when I got killed by the sea urchin.
Okay.
And at the same time, the night before, the one dude had a little smoky smoke. So I'm like, where can I get some of this? And they're like, oh, you'll find it. So
they don't find you.
The Sandals employees they don't mess around. They've been trained like properly, so they don't do nothing. But there's these like contractors, if you want to say it, that are also working there. So they have this whole gimmick, and they come up to you, go, what's up, man? Where you from? Blah blah blah. How do you party in?
Would you have
Philly?
done?
Yeah, man. We get crazy drunk. What else do you do?
Yeah.
And then they're like, do you smoke? And then you go, yeah. And then they're like, well, I got. And then the band. That's how the transaction.
Yeah, I
goes
mean,
down.
bro, there's no real. It's like you could speak Hungarian, and the whole twist is the way globally, man.
Right.
Like I was like in Prague, like these Africans came up on us, and like. I felt like I could have been in the Badlands in North Philly.
Yeah.
Their sales pitch was the same.
Yep, right.
They're like a little bit more aggressive in
Yeah.
Prague. So like you got to put some bass in your voice. Like, yo, money, I told you 4 times, get the fuck away from me. And then they're like, oh, this guy's 730 and he might you know what I'm saying? Because they're basically like, yo, I'm trying to find a sucker, a white tourist. You know what I'm saying? For a sweet Vic. Because you're going to give him 10 clams for something, and then someone going to pop out the corner and thump on you.
Oh, follow me back to around this
Follow
corner.
me around this corner,
Yeah.
and you got to buy that L. And you can't, like, you bought that.
Yeah.
And that's another 10 stacks.
And that's another, I mean, you're already $24,000 in the hole with this trip because you paid
$24,000.
you paid 2 bagmen 10 racks.
So the first night, the one dude's like, look, man, I bought like $1 gazillion worth, and we're only here 5 days. In my head, this is for like 2 months, because I think I'm back home. But we're here for 5 days, and then you can't take it with you.
So he's like, I'll break
Pablo
bread.
Cheapo was like, I'm not paying then.
Oh, no, you're like break bread like Jesus said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you ever paid for weed in your life.
Twice in my life. I can count. Seriously, I can count twice. I bogart off everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, I watched him get smoked out so many times, and I'm like, yo, I just really thought. One time we were on a corner that. How can I?
There's only 2 corners I can think of, but go ahead.
My man ran a block.
That's
in North Philly, ran the whole shit, and heads were smoking and whatnot. And this is when motherfuckers was broke. You know what I'm saying? So heads is like, yo, we'll pitch in on the Yami. You know what I mean? I don't want to say too much of it. You know what I mean? On a design or whatever. Yo, and this dude was like, nah, I'm good. Like, he was trying to smoke and wouldn't run his pockets for like $5.
There's always that one dude.
And that dude is Pablo.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
All right, so at this point, Pablo Cheapo, Professor Pablo realizes
Platinum Pablo.
There's no reason.
There's no reason because this dude's got me.
He's hooked up, right?
And I'm already here and I don't want to be here, so if I got to hang around with this.
Yeah, for the most
with this
part,
lot.
Yeah, for the most part, everybody was cool. No one violated. They're all dudes, but everybody was cool. The jaws were cool.
Right, so it was people you wouldn't kick it with on the regular, but nobody can. Yeah, you ain't have to be like.
Explain what a dude is. Because
like
we know, but
just like a regular dude who like
a dude
who's a
square
sports dude works as like a
dude.
A cubicle job by day, listens to sports and watches sports by
night.
Listens to sports. He listens to sports like it's listening to Rocky Marciano fighting Joe Lewis on the radio around the house.
Sit around the radio, kids.
On the kinescope.
Listen to the Buff Man. That type of dude.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
Not underground hardcore punk rock. Tattoos on your face. That's not happening.
That was not there.
Right. That was not there.
But there's a chameleon aspect of your personality that allows you to be a part of that, and they're not onto you.
Well, there was a different dynamic at this wedding where the bride and the groom, their families kind of already knew each other.
Okay.
So these people had a rapport, like they hang out every day.
That's actually pretty cool.
So you're talking about 30 people that kind of all know each other.
Yeah.
And it's half of them are coworkers anyway. So, and a lot of the dudes are more outgoing than other dudes. So I let them dudes just run the show, I just sit back and drink. Like, you want to run the conversation, run the conversation. I will listen to whatever you have to say.
Yep.
Oh, you sat back and drank.
Sat back and drank, yeah, and smoked. Right. When the passing came around, I was fine. When the drink came around, that was it. So yeah, basically it was by day. You sit on the beach, then you go to the pool bar, and the pool bar is the best invention ever made. The pool's the size of like a football field, half the size of a football field. This one, and there's just a bar attached to it. So you swim up, you get a drink, and you swim away with the drink in your hand.
Do you know how to swim?
Very little.
Yeah.
Very little.
But these things are like.
Did you just do Ricardo Montalban? Wow. That was fucking amazing. I don't think this is Ricardo Montalban. So hold on. If I can,
You would love the beach bar.
No, I'm gonna add on.
The pool bar.
I've been in one.
Okay.
Could you ever believe that about me? In Puerto Rico, I was like, yo, check this out.
I can't imagine you in a pool.
Let me tell you why, bro. Because I'm like, yo, let me tell you something, John. I'm not going nowhere near the ocean, sharks, or sand. Mm-hmm. And we were at this joint that was so illmatic that they were like, yo, you don't even have to leave the resort. Now, my squad, a lot of them, is Puerto Rican. So I'm like, yo, I'm going to go to Puerto Rico. Like, I'm going to go into the hood. Yeah. But in terms of, like...
The ocean?
That gimmick, when they do the don't leave the resort shit, like, I ain't on that. I ain't scared.
I ain't worried about that.
I ain't worried about that. I'm like, yo, here's the one deal. We can go to PR. I ain't fucking with the ocean.
Absolutely not.
So, yo, you, like, swim up to... You're in the water, in the pool. Yeah. Ordering a drink, right, P? You're like up to your belly button. Like, yo, give me a yummy. Yo, it's wild, bro.
Chairs in the pool.
I did the gimmick where I was like, I was being like a little kid. I was like swimming with one
doggy paddle.
No, with one hoof and a drink in the other, like one claw. So I was really going in a circle because of my one claw.
It's the best invention ever made.
I agree. Surprisingly, I agree in terms of I ain't mad at a pool. If you throw a pool at me and I'm up, I'm not mad at a pool.
Ask Brian Jones about the mixing of the drinking and swimming. Though.
And
that doesn't work out well.
And they usually tend to put like the real outgoing bartenders at this one, like ones that are just having a hell of a time. So they're like crazy dudes. They're doing the cocktail.
Yeah.
They're talking trash, and they're heavy-handed. Like you're like, just
Yeah,
give me
of
a rum and
course.
Coke. They're like a rum and a sip of Coke. Like they don't take.
Here's your rum.
They're not trying to make
Yeah,
it Coke,
because
right?
you already
They're
paid
killing it.
$24,000.
Right. You're fucking.
You're already
$30,000.
you're already $6 million in the hole, so why not? It was the same with me.
So you start drinking at 10 a.m. and by like 2 p.m. you're ready for a nap because you're hammered.
Now that's another thing I did. We have a lot in common, but we have nothing in common when it comes to things like this. And I did the same shit. I would like everything that I'm against. Like I was doing this, you know what I mean? Because I was in a serious relationship at the time. This is like '08, and like I'm not gonna say I got up early, but I would get up I sleep until the sun comes down. I would wake up at like noon or 1 or something, like you know what I mean, and go out. And I did the same shit. I would like get twizzy, then at like 4 be like.
Nap time.
I think it's a nap.
Yeah, man.
Wake up at 7, shower, grub at 8, you know what I mean? Throw back a nice steak, maybe, some reina de papa, it's PR, you know what I mean? Some arroco gandules,
That too.
and and then start over again, you know what I mean? Go into Old San Juan. So, I mean, from what I can gather, Jamaica is the same thing.
Yeah, it's mad peace and love. So we did and yeah, the food there was good. So they had like
mad
during the
pizza
day they
love.
had like a pizza gimmick. So like you go swimming, walk up, get a.
Oh, I'm sure
pizza.
pizza in Jamaica
Oh,
is
it's
excellent.
succulent.
Homemade gravy,
They had
Suckling.
homemade
they-
mozzarella. You with
they
me,
had
OG?
this,
I'm with you.
Fresh
I mean,
toppings.
it had to taste like a piece of sliced
Brick oven
bread.
pizza was delicious.
It had to be
With ketchup.
This is what it tasted like.
They import Italian chefs to do all this stuff.
Let's get out of here. They took a piece of white bread, right? You follow me?
Yeah.
Put some ketchup on it, and then put a slice of store mozzarella on top of it. And
Do you
then
think you even got mozzarella?
no, you're right. And then put a
I'm
slice of
thinking
cheddar.
Like yellow freaking Velveeta on it.
They put a piece of bread, ketchup, and then yellow Velveeta, and put it in the salamander for
Here's
like
your pizza, man.
yeah, and then gave it to him. And Blow was
Nah, it was delicious. Brick oven pizza.
come on, man.
I heard some people went there for dinner and said it was Ms. and Ms.
You mean meds on meds? Ms. on Ms. Are you putting the wrestler over? Sicko. Sicko, write that down. Ms. on Ms.
But pizza, you can't mess up pizza. The pizza was fine.
That is fucking not true, man.
Not true.
Can you shoot?
I haven't had
Okay.
a good pizza in Philadelphia in like a year.
What about
So
that
it's
gimmick
certainly-
right there?
But they're
There's a gimmick right there in the kitchen.
Pizza?
And I was gonna go, how was this?
Jackie eats it. I don't eat it.
You don't sell it?
No.
Oh, I know.
it's the
So you're
flip
telling me you don't fuck with any pizzas in Philly? Yo, man, it's time for some Gaetanos.
Where's that?
All right, we don't want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? When we do the podcast in my house, we'll get like 2 gimmicks.
There you go.
Yep.
yeah. So you would love it. There was crabs running around.
I hate that.
Cats. There's cats because they have the cats that eat the rodents. So you're not
Cats
supposed
here.
to feed the cats.
I mean, there's cats in Philly, man.
Cute
Yeah.
cats. There's egrets.
What's
They
an
come up. They're
egret?
like a bird, like the white birds, and they come down. You
I'll fucking kill
throw
an
them some
egret
jerk
like
chicken.
this.
Oh.
I'll kill an egret before he even bothers me. Egret's 5 feet away from me, minding his own business.
Video shooting.
He's dead.
Chuck a rock at him.
I'm throwing something because I can't bring my gun on that plane. So he's, you know what I mean?
The first night, Chrissy, we were at the fire pits, and Chrissy thought there was like a fly or something was on her. She looked down, it was a cockroach.
Oh no!
So we're like, we're done here. And then we went to the bar, and there was like a crab walking across the bar. We're like, what? Can't go here. Like a white crab.
I mean, a crab.
There's like things. This
there's-
is why. Look, man. People can have whatever politics they want, but this is why America's the greatest place in the world. There ain't just fucking wildlife running around like animals you don't even know what the fuck they are. You know what I mean?
Wow.
There's a squirrel. There's a fucking pigeon. That's the end of it.
USA. USA.
Yo,
If that's not argument enough, man.
I'm
I
gonna
don't know
say
what
this,
is.
man. I came into this tonight like really mad at this country, and now I'm in love because
know?
he just put that
He
on.
has a point.
I've seen some shit in other countries, man. Yo, man, a horse like ran in front of us in Bogota, Colombia. I'm like, yo, we almost just hit a horse.
That don't happen on Oregon
Yo,
Avenue.
this dude like no sold
And if
me.
it does, it's a good day.
This dude like no sold me, bro. I'm like, yo, man.
Yeah.
Like
A horse.
And like I came home back to the place that I criticized more than any place in the world and was like, give me a cheesesteak, a large plain pie,
Right.
No horse.
Bag
cheese,
of pretzels, and
cheese
no-
fries, No horse.
No
Right.
wildlife.
Right.
The only animals we like are Chopper and Edgar.
Yep.
So, all right, well, all right.
What you guys would like though is they had like a fake Starbucks that was like 24/7. So they had like coffee, tea, and crepes. And the
Crepes?
coffee was freaking incredible.
Crepes.
Crepes. You get yourself a Nutella crepe, good time.
Yeah, Jamaica's a wonderful climate for growing excellent coffee beans. So you probably get some bag.
Is that true?
Blue Mountain,
Yeah.
Blue
Okay.
Mountain coffee,
Yeah,
dude.
there you go.
Exclusive.
Yeah.
So that you guys would have liked that, and that was like 24 sizzle.
Well, see, already the 24/7 pops me.
Absolutely.
Because when you live, you know what I mean? Like, that's why it's certain places in the world, like, I never put L.A. over, because L.A. is, you know, everyone's good looking, everyone's partying, everyone's sex, drugs, rock and roll, all that. Whole city, dead, 1 a.m.
Really?
Dead.
Really?
Dead.
That's
Like, yo,
shocking.
last call, 1 a.m.
That's shocking.
Yo, I was with Balthazar Getty, bro. There is none more famous.
Pablo's personal
Yeah, he's in
friend.
He's in my movie.
He's in your movie. Bro, we were done at the Rainbow Room, and he was like, yeah, I mean, it's not really much to do. We could, like, go back to my crib or whatever. I'm like, dog, if I ain't out till 5 in the morning,
Yeah,
something's
what's-
wrong with
what's
this
the point?
situation. So I know people, like, that really loathe New York because of, like, whatever it is. I know everything drives Gavin crazy. Too many people, traffic, just overpopulated. You know what I mean? But the one thing I can say, and like when I spent a lot of time there recording Visions of Gandhi, Pablo was with me a lot. Like we were up all hours of the night doing whatever we want. Like
In New York?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I mean there was a bunch, but the one we were at Joe's Pub when Prince Paul was spinning.
Yeah, there was some late when the cab driver was like, "I'm not waiting," and drove for the whole city block on the curb because he's like, "I'm not waiting in traffic."
Nice.
At like 2:30, 3:30 a.m.
I'm with that.
Yo, I
I'm
was like, I mean, like if I ain't dying, like do you get me?
Yeah.
Get me there.
Get me to the gimmick.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Right.
right. Typical
You went to
New
the
York.
apartment with me, right?
That was the apartment was where the cab.
The cab did
the
it, right. That's where.
Joe's Pub was different.
Yo, I'm getting totally off the topic
Yeah.
of Jamaica, but the apartment, because Eclipse and DJ Premier spun there when they had their
Beatnuts
night.
were there that night,
Yo,
too.
the beat, this is who was in there that night. I don't know if you remember all the people that were in there this night. So Afu Ra is walking around handing out flyers. Scarlett Johansson is in there before she was famous with Rosario Dawson. I knew them both. You know, I knew Rosario Dawson from Kids. Scarlett Johansson from Ghost World, whatever that was
World,
called.
yeah.
You know what I mean? When I went to the bar to get a drink, I thought it was Ang Lee.
Right.
And it was Ang Lee. Y'all know the director, Ang Lee. And it was not when it was done. It was when he got the job to do the Hulk. So I was like, I don't mean to be a bother. You're Mr. Lee, right? Mr. Ang Lee. You know,
Did one of those?
I did because I was like, yo, man, I want this guy to tell me about the Hulk.
Yeah.
And I was a fan of his work. So I never bothered nobody. You know what I mean? But I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, me so horny. You know, so he was like, I was like, yo, are you gonna do the Hulk? And he's like, oh, me do Hulk. So then, yo, son, try to go. Are y'all familiar with the drink Louis? Mm-mm. It's like, yo, it's a lot of money, man.
Louis
like,
Vuitton.
yeah, it's Louis Vuitton alcohol.
Oh,
Louis
I know.
the
what
Third?
you're- I know. what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
it's like Louis
the 14th.
Yeah,
or something.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like literally thousands for a bottle
Yeah.
of this
Is it like
gimmick.
100 a shot or something like that?
Yeah, and in New York, you're like talking, and this is a long time ago, right? 12
Yeah,
years.
yeah, yeah.
12 years or
Yeah.
something. You know, whatever the timeline is. I can't remember because my timeline isn't necessarily...
Agreed.
All right. So I'm there to get a shot of goose and a mixed drink, which in New York at this time...
That's $173.
$5,000 million.
10 stacks at least.
But I had started making money and P had a good job, so he wasn't sweating it at this point. And this Ang Lee gentleman starts like pressuring me to drink this Louis, and I'm like, all right, man, anything dark
Yeah.
isn't my friend.
Yeah.
But like, do I no sell Ang Lee?
Right.
So I'm like, here's what I'll do. I'll like tell him that like that's not my thing, nor do I expect this gentleman who I don't know to buy a really expensive drink for me just because I complimented his work.
Right.
Maybe that'll work. You know what I mean? But I'll take a shot of goose if he gives me that. So I explain this to him, and he looks at me like, you know, I spoke Hungarian because you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Basically, like I had to tell him twice, and he got me a shot of Goose, and he drank the Louis. So I did a shot of hard alcohol with Ang Lee, while Pablo stared at Juju from the Beatnuts. And it was like me, Pablo, and like 3 people that were with us, and then like 500 famous, good-looking people.
Right.
Because like you couldn't. They just closed last year, I think, maybe 2 years ago. Like you couldn't get it. You had to do the gimmick, like where you speak in code, like you know what I'm saying. Like you got to say Manson. You know, Manson Beach Boys.
Butternut Squad.
Yeah.
MX Black Card.
Yeah, like you had to say like Mansion Beach Boys and walk through like 4 doors.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The only reason I went off on that tangent was because there's actually no reason. I'm fucking long-winded, and I'm already stepping all over Pablo's story.
Fun little trip.
No, it was what do you call that? An anecdote.
It was an anecdote.
Pablo. So I'm sorry.
So back to Jamaica.
When are you now? At what point are you sending me and Gavin the pictures?
So now we're at day 2. We're at night 3, day 2, I believe. No, night 2, which is the wedding, the actual wedding.
I can't do the math of when people are like, I was going 4 nights, 5 days. I'm like, how does that work?
Yeah.
What are you?
Yeah.
Isn't a day a day?
Right.
If I go
Went
on
from Monday
Monday,
to Thursday.
that's 4 days to me.
Right.
Well, I don't know what the rest means.
Right. So weddings at like 4 to 9 because you do all the 1,000 gimmicks. But either way, you're still starting drinking at 10 a.m. and you continue to drink when you start back again at 4.
All right, this is all I can confirm. All this.
So the wedding was very nice. It was dope. I mean, this resort's huge, and it was only like 30% occupancy. So considering we had a wedding party, we pretty much ran this whole resort the whole time we were there. Like whatever we did, we took over like the bar. We took over we took like.
I mean, that's really the only way to do that type of situation.
Square's going wild.
And so because you have a
Write that
plethora
down.
of drinks to do from, you don't want to mix drinks because we all know that's bad. So I was doing like tonight I'm doing beer. Tomorrow night I'm doing wine. I'm doing mixed drinks.
As an aside, I spoke to your wife and she told me you might have bucked this rule, but I'll go.
Sometimes when the heartburn gets to you, you got to get off the foo drinks.
All right.
So that's when you got to switch it up. But
All right.
So the night of the wedding, I did all wine. The night before it was all beer. Wedding night's all wine.
I got shoot heat with a dude who drinks wine all night.
No,
I just do. I just do, man. Like, I mean, you're a non-drinker. Do you have any opinion on that? Like,
No.
in your head, you're not like that soft?
No.
SAWFT?
Soft.
I'm going to spell it out for you.
No. I don't know enough about alcohol to say.
To me, I have something to tell to him about that, and I'm going to spell it out for him. SAWFT. Soft.
Do you drink wine at all?
No. I'll tell you why, because my grandfather made Dago Red in his basement.
Yeah.
And every Sunday, that pungent smell.
Yeah.
Like, if it passes me in a restaurant, bro, or if someone I'm with gets Dago Red, like, you know how you connect things to memories?
Sure.
Like a food or a taste of something, and it'll, like, remind you of some family member you didn't like or something like that.
Yep.
But, yeah, of course. But, like, it literally takes me back to, like, a room of people who didn't speak English. You know what I'm saying? Like, yelling in Italian, like, and I didn't want to be there, you know?
Yeah.
Sorry, P.
So the wedding's going well, and I guess I'm in a good place. So that's
I mean,
Is that when the picture started?
So that's the thing too. So the resorts all now offer free Wi-Fi. So when I left Philly, I put my phone in airplane mode and didn't take it off airplane mode the whole time I was there.
still don't know what that means or does.
It takes you off either Verizon or T-Mobile, and it takes you off the cell line. Because if you land in Jamaica, you jump on whatever Verizon's friend is, and then you could be paying some crazy international roaming charges. Yeah. And so say you want to be a jerk job and you're going to call me, you're going to text me, then I get charged like $1 million.
Well, I'll add on to this. That's if you, like when I go on tour, I call and get an international plan. Because I know that
I mean, you're an international man of mystery, though. I'm going like once a year. I don't need to enable that. But for instance, you know where I'm coming from. Last year, my mom went to Jamaica, and on the phone I pay for, Crank called my brother at 2 a.m. and was like, "Can you pick me up from the bar?"
Wow.
Wow.
And my brother's like, all right, man, whatever. And then my mom got home and was like, isn't that funny? I'm like, that's hilarious. That was a $30 joke that I have to pay for.
Nice.
And she was like, isn't Jamaica America?
Wow.
So now you know where, like, Pablo comes from.
Now you know where
Yeah.
Pablo
now
comes
you know
from.
where Pablo comes from.
Yeah.
Write that down.
Jesus.
Wow.
So my phone was on airplane mode, but the Wi-Fi was actually decent after the first day. So you can do whatever you want there. I mean, you could jump on the internet, whatever. I mean, I was even getting texts for some reason. The Verizon texts were going through Wi-Fi. So, I mean, as I get drunk, I like to start trouble. So that's when I started texting all the BSB boys pictures from the wedding in the provocative positions.
The white lokes, dude. The
And then,
white lokes.
so I got the white lokes. I got my cabana wear on.
Cabana
You
wear.
sure do.
Cabana wear blow.
100% linens, you know what I'm
You
saying?
sure did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crushed linens.
Crushed linens. A man of leisure.
Boy, that stuff can breathe, let me tell you.
Jesus.
I'm going to say, if you, to anyone out there, I mean, maybe it's just the way we live, so it might not apply. When I envision the word jerk off or strapper, the pictures he sent me and Gavin encapsulated that.
Pretty much.
If I saw the person of the pictures that he sent us, when we were out front and Gavin was having a smoke, I would be like, should we rob that guy?
Yeah, you have to kind of beat
Like,
him up.
well, no, I need money. Like, he's Vic. He looked like a sweet Vic.
Yeah.
Like, he looked, I mean,
Talking about me?
Yeah, you.
I mean,
That's how you wear. That's what you wear when you're in the Caribbean, man.
Cabana.
You can't
Yo,
wear
man.
to hip this black shirt, skulls on it. You don't wear that in the Caribbean, man.
yo, man, don't tell me what's where. I was yo, man,
Low's okay, but not this black skull and the death shirts and stuff.
what the fuck is he
You
talking
don't wear that
about?
stuff in the Caribbean,
Black
man.
skull.
Who,
death shirts.
who wears it when we're not in the Caribbean? Who wears skulls? What is death shirts?
This stuff you guys wear, the punk rock shirts with the evil stuff on it.
With the evil stuff. I mean, no one's asking you to do that, man. Just put on like a top tee, white tee,
Yeah.
and cargos, and
Be done with it.
and be
All
done.
day.
Well, but I'm saying, but
Your feet were all out and
I
shit,
had
man.
lost all that weight, so I wanted to show off my skinny.
Dog,
There
you,
you go.
bro. I mean, you've been putting that over since January, and I don't feel like you look.
I don't think you lost that.
How much have you
fucking-
lost?
I lost before I weighed myself before I left. I lost 10 pounds.
Get the
And
fuck
my
out
waist
of here.
went down.
No, here's where he sells it. He talks about his waist.
Yeah, wow.
Like, to me, it's like 10 pounds. It's been like 9 years.
And
First of all, your waist is far below your gut. So
and
you
the
can-
shoulder and the shoulders went up. So that means this shit got heavy.
Well, what Sicko said is fucking entirely true. Your
What?
waist is below your belly.
Yeah, I mean, you can still have the fucking gut hanging over and have a waist
The
that
gut's
big.
the last thing to go. We all know that.
We all,
That will
I mean,
eventually go.
I'm gonna keep it a
You're
big.
the only one that knows any of it.
First off, let me just from the rip. This guy got buffalo chicken wrap for dinner with French fries and a
That's right,
Sprite.
he did,
So if this
that's
guy,
right.
for a second, and for those thinking like, "Oh, Paz, you're overweight. Who are you to talk?" Yo, man, I don't eat poison though. That's the difference, man.
Yes, Jeffrey.
Does what you had at the diner fit in with your?
The eating thing is I don't follow that because just the way my life is, there's no way to follow it.
All right.
So what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just like trying
Well,
to
what's
eat.
the other part
I'm
of it?
trying to eat sensible, quote unquote.
But you just said that you don't.
Bro, you
I
ate
didn't-
buffalo chicken.
I didn't get dessert though.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he's right on that.
Yeah, but eating sensible, he would have been like, you know what? I'll just chill with the Sprite.
Absolutely.
I'll get a water.
Yeah. Eating sensible would have had a
The
salad.
Sprite's got lemon lime. It's like it's like a fruit.
It's like he's about to call it a vegetable.
Sprite is a vegetable.
Sprite's a vegetable.
Sicko, right? Sprite.
It's a fruit drink.
Sprite is a vegetable.
By the way, Vinny's now decided he's doing the podcast from the kitchen, so.
Listen,
So the wedding was fine. I sent you guys
You
pictures.
guys can't fucking hold this thing up. Without me, Gavin's no selling the whole night. He's being cranky, even though he said he's not.
I'm not cranky.
So then the
I'm
wedding
listening to this
happened.
fucking insanity.
So then the next day was a total chill day. And again, that day they had a Japanese restaurant in there that they import Japanese, real authentic Japanese chefs. So of course,
I like. Well, how does he know these things?
I'll tell you
man?
how. I'll tell you how. Because we're eating there,
Did
right?
he? Was he like me, Japanese? If he
Here's what
didn't say meet Japanese,
Yeah,
then
it was a Jamaican guy came out. Japanese. So we're sitting there, and of course, because
So what you're telling
Gold-
me is
yeah.
Sandals Resort, of which you are a gold
it's like Disney.
member.
They import people from that country to work
They
like
do?
Epcot Center.
So
yeah.
so far you've had Italian pizza, and now you're
Yeah.
having some Japanese.
no, he had Italian brick oven pizza,
brick oven,
Okay.
authentic.
authentic.
Right. From John Mario. And now
Sicko.
you're having
Ross,
sushi
Rossai,
from Rasta Onita.
Rossai Mario.
Rasta Onita is cooking you sushi. They're doing
So
whatever
the
they're doing with
sushi
sushi.
was not good, okay? But the wings were good. The
Ross
egg rolls
I
were good.
Nakamura.
The
The sour blood clot.
The sushi was not good. Shot Sicko, write that down.
It might have been from a can. But then what happens? Because, again, gold status, head chef comes out. Professor, thank you for coming to the restaurant. Is there anything I can do for you? Comes
Did he
right to
call
the
you
table.
Professor?
Yeah, of
Ask the
course.
wife. Comes out. I mean, as far as I know, he was Japanese. You know what I'm saying? So
This guy was fucking. This guy, first off, it's Mad Chinos in
Yeah.
Jamaica.
Yeah,
There's
he's
a whole
from
Jamaica.
fucking 10th and
He's from
Mifflin.
exactly. This fucking chef was from fucking the Chino part of Trenchtown.
yeah.
They brought him in there, put one of them gimmicks on his head,
Yeah.
and said, "Just fucking nod your head."
Yeah.
so that night we chill. Go ahead, Jeff. Anything?
No.
So that night we chill. Then
No,
the
no.
next day there's nothing chilling. But the bride was like, "Look,
What day are we on
this
now?
is the last day.
Wait,
Oh.
so
This is
wait,
day 4."
but we have to incorporate when you were firing off picture stuff.
Oh, well, you were out of the room. You were in the kitchen.
What?
I mean, the duty calls.
I didn't know there was more to say about the wedding, about the pictures.
Because Gavin's not saying anything.
What night did you do that?
That was the second night. That was the night of the wedding. So during the wedding, I'm shooting pictures off. I took a picture with DJ Wigwam.
So then let's get into that.
All right.
So
He was killing it.
he sends us a picture.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And he writes, the guy's name was obviously DJ Wagwan.
No, his name wasn't anything. I named him DJ Wigwam.
So this,
It's probably like DJ Steve.
so he tries to write us in Jamaican slang, DJ Wagwan, and writes
wrote
DJ Wigwam. So now he's Wigwam Blow,
Right.
because this fucking guy can't even get
Oh my god.
Right.
the slang that we
you're
talk all the
talking,
time.
It was 10 hours of drinking when I wrote that.
I mean, all right.
that was apparent right off the
I mean,
And the sidebar, if we take it back to the very first night, we didn't know that they don't do the daylight savings time. So our phones were wrong for like the first 5 hours that we were there, and we were wrong. We're like, look like big idiots.
Yeah,
that's why you look like an idiot. It wasn't the
Wasn't the 20 racks?
it wasn't the clothing and the sandals
It
and the
wasn't the
boot font.
cabana wear.
No,
I wish I saved the text, but I don't think I did. I mean,
I know that I don't. So, phew.
So then the last day, the bride says, let's do a bar crawl. I hired this bull to come do a bar crawl in the grill.
What are we looking at?
I got some of the text.
Oh, Sicko's showing me. I couldn't see. My glasses on.
who is that?
I think that was just someone at the wedding. We can't even show this photo or
We
his
can't show
fucking
them. Yeah, we definitely can't show them.
Well,
his terrible fucking caption.
there's a couple Johns he sent me that I would think you'd be cool with if we blurred out Chrissy's face.
Chrissy's on Facebook, so she's been posting the pictures of me.
No. I mean, like to the world. I'm not talking about. I mean, do you really want the world to know?
No.
Yeah, neither do I.
That's what I'm saying. Whatever's out there, whatever I'm bleeding out is what I want.
Right, but I'm saying if there's one where I feel you look particularly moronic, but wifey's in it, we do the blur, we do the cops gimmick.
Unless she looks all right, I don't care. I don't think she cares. We'll talk.
We'll talk.
We'll talk offline.
We'll talk.
As we say in the business.
That's what we say.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, we were gonna go into to the next gimmick, but
We went an hour.
well, I mean, I'll be honest. There was a lot of it that I was probably a little bit too.
Meh.
No, that was all Pablo. He went an hour.
Yeah,
Oh,
pretty
Jamaica.
much.
No, I did the whole gimmick of the New York
That
gimmick
was like
and all
a
that.
minute.
That was
No.
like a minute.
Yeah.
The re-
The rest was him.
59 minutes and 20 stacks later.
Professor Platinum.
So from what I can gather, and you tell me if my math is correct.
Yes.
He is now down $400,397.
$98.
98.
Yeah.
Anything for my old lady, man.
Did you do the
All right.
gazintas?
Now, with that said, we're gonna take our first break of the night, and we hope that this gem of a story sounds well because again we're on our own here without Scott, so we're flying by the seat of our pants.
Pretty much.
All right, we'll be back in a couple minutes. All right, y'all. All
Peace.
right.
Yo, this is the OG Gavin. You're listening to the Broad Street Breakdown with Vinnie Paz.
Lord of mercy. We're back. We're
yeah.
back in effect. A little
From the kitchen files.
a little cigarette drink break.
Cocktail break.
Yeah, when we left you with the tales of Jamaica. I mean,
Tales of Terror.
it was Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
It became a deal. We thought it was just we thought it was a gimmick, and it became a
It
deal.
became a deal.
We thought it was a 5-minute deal, and it became
It was
A
a
scene.
5-day, 4-nighter.
situation.
It became a scene.
It became a situation.
Oh, it was a scene, man.
Yes, you are listening to Broad Street Breakdown, episode 19. My name is Pac Pistol Pazzi. My co-D, the OG Gavin.
See?
With us, as always, Stevie Puerto Rico.
Oh!
Pablo, Professor Pablo. Broad Street Breakdown is brought to you by Crescent Street Tattoo. CrescentStreetTattoo.com. Crescent Street Tattoo at gmail.com. And Stevie Puerto Rico's book that I don't remember the name of right now.
I was wondering if you were going to remember.
I probably know it.
It's not even that important.
No stage dancing, no gimmicks.
No slime done.
No
dancing,
gimmicks.
And let's not forget, too, since we're doing biz, remember, you guys, you want to hit us up, send us questions for the mailbag. It's info@BroadStreetBreakdown.com.
Oh, thanks for bringing that up. So, for the Gimmick Gang,
Wow.
I brought back some stuff from Jamaica. Pablo Cheapo raided the chambermaid's cart.
Chambermaid.
So
like
I got
that.
some stuff back. The BSB boys are going to sign it. So if you want some soap or some shampoo,
Wow.
send me your email address to what's the email address, Sicko?
info@BroadStreetBreakdown.com.
Say Pablo Cheapo, send me something. It's got to be the continental United States. Let's not get crazy now. So you got to be in the United States, and we're all going to sign it. So there's many a thing, not a lot, but some stuff.
All right, now let me know what I'm signing first, man, because then it's gonna go on eBay.
Little
Soaps,
shampoos.
little mini shampoos.
I mean that's all right. I'm with that all day. My cheap ass brother takes them gimmicks too.
The Vinnie Paz shower cap. Hotel
Hey, look,
edition.
I remember like when eBay
Oh my God, I think he's got this shit.
oh no.
Here's where you guys are going to have to sign.
Wow.
I mean, I'll hit them up tonight.
It is a shower cap.
So I see.
What is this?
Not Q-tips.
This is going to be the popular one over here. That's going to be the
All right, I'm gonna tell you this. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got 6 gimmicks. 5 of the 6 gimmicks can be signed. The Q-tips are too small.
This is...
You just signed it outside.
I didn't
balls
even.
in
I
a
didn't even
bag.
see this.
This shit, let me tell you about this
1,
shit.
2, 3,
for
4.
myself.
Okay.
I can sign 4. I could sign this, but it would just be me.
Who be?
You sign on one side, the OG sign on the other. This is imported from Jamaica. You can't get this in the States.
You can't.
French
Pablo
milled soap.
Cheapo jacked this up for y'all, for the Gimmick Gang. Almost got busted. I did it for y'all.
Busted. So
Send your address. We'll be discreet. Got to be in the continental United States.
is that a good gimmick or no?
Say give me some shit.
All right. So here's what I'm saying will be the. What did you say? The product that will be the winning one?
It's just a
No. The one you said.
the mending kit is hot item.
The mending kit is a hot item for me. I think this
Show it to the
smoothing conditioner, because I can tag the shit out of this.
What's the mending kit?
like
What
a
is
sewing
it?
in case you get a
In
little
case you
hole.
have a hole, you get shot.
Yeah.
Like someone comes in here now, bang, bang, bang. I'm like
sew
this.
me up.
Gimmick.
You get a little stabby stab. Or get your little.
For instance, if you're at the jerk shack and the fucking egress pecks at your arm, pecks a hole in your shirt, wife, you can mend that up really quick.
All right.
Where do we
not-
start?
I mean-
Jerk Shack or egress?
I don't-
Egress.
I don't know. Man.
All right.
I don't know, but I mean, I like that scenario.
I just
a bird pecks a hole in your shirt.
Yeah.
Mending
That could
kit.
happen. Mending kit.
I just agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Thank you.
Can we go to Mendy's, Jerry?
All right. Yeah. So that's send the your address to the email with a question. If you get picked, bam, you get.
If
some
your
shit.
question only I'm gonna take it up a notch, Jerry.
Okay.
If you have a question we use on the air,
All right.
Oh,
so we have. I'm looking at 6 gimmicks right now. 5 of them are workable to be signed. So the next 5 people that ask good questions.
And not the Vinny. What do you think of the top 5 MCs?
Yeah,
right
not
now?
jerk job questions. Some shit that might get us thinking or might spark a topic. We're gonna sign the gimmicks. They're like the dumbest gimmicks I've ever seen in my life.
Pretty much. Nothing of value here.
Nothing of value here. It would just be funny. So send them to info@broadstreetbreakdown.com.
Exactly.
And Pablo will get on your heels real quick. We'll mail it. Like Pablo said,
Continental U.S.
continental U.S. You know what I'm saying? Don't hit us up from Hawaii and all that.
None of that Alaska
My man
bullshit.
from Cape Town. I'm sorry, man. I can't help you.
And don't forget the iTunes. Go to iTunes.
OG, I like the way you pit over to iTunes and explain.
You gotta download the episodes. Like we told you before, you don't have to fucking even save them. Just download them because those numbers matter to some motherfucker who matters to us in a weird way. It's all fucking weird. But if you download the episode, that counts for us, which means that we can fucking do more shit.
And we do, and by that means people will choose to be sponsors of this show, and then the sponsorship can pay for the show, because we've said it for 18 episodes. We're never going to charge you. This is punk rock shit. This is subculture, counterculture shit. So, with all that said, are we all caught up, Sicko?
Yeah,
We're
I
caught
think
up
so.
with everything.
I think that's
All
big.
right, so I'm going to move on to this, and I'm not sure I remember when it was. How long ago do you think that was that I sent you that text about that
I'm
documentary?
intrigued by this.
It was this week.
Like maybe like a week or something.
Yeah.
All right, so
Actually, it was last weekend. I
Okay.
was going to work. I remember.
so
Were ya?
there were 2 documentaries that I watched back to back. The subjects of these documentaries were kids who were in jail and got a life sentence. Some of them, the death penalty was an option but got thrown out. But crimes committed by kids 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, up to 17 years old, they're caught life cases. They're doing life without the possibility of parole. Now, I watched both of these documentaries. They were each an hour and a half at least, so at least 3 or 4 hours of my time was spent watching these. Their families were involved, the families of the deceased or the families of
The victims?
the victims were involved in the filmmaking process. And it got my wheels turning, and it got my wheels turning in a lot of ways. Some of them being, is this correct? Or where is your head at if you commit a heinous crime at 15 years old? Should you be held responsible for that? And then it got further for me. It was just a personal thing. It got further for me. I started thinking about at what point in my life did I think that I got it? When did I understand what life was, what the world was, what my friends were, what family was? Because you always think that you get it until that day comes that you know that you get it. So when does that come? So first and foremost, I guess I want to start off by saying that these kids, particularly the first one I watched, they were 15 and 16 years old. This kid, for whatever reason, always had a camera with him, and he had a crush on this girl. He brought the camera into school. He would talk to her. Hello, how are you doing? She was polite to him, I would say, polite enough, maybe a little bit like, get out of here, you're a dork, but you know what I'm saying? But like, just, you know, like a young, pretty high school girl, and he was just sort of a nerd, but she was always polite, like, but he would videotape this. He happened to get obsessed with Columbine. He became friends with this other kind of like nerdy outcast kid who was obsessed with the same, not the idea of Columbine, but obsessed with the macabre, obsessed with possibly killing this person. So basically, the documentary follows these kids who were dumb enough and moronic enough to record everything. They decide they're going to kill this girl that rejected this kid, who really didn't. She had a boyfriend, and he had a crush on her.
I think I've seen what you're talking about.
They filmed themselves discussing it at a dinner table. What they're going to do. This is all on film. Discussing what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, when they're going to do it. They filmed themselves in the car, going there. They film the murder, stabbing her to death, which they don't show in the film, other than a glimpse of her looking like Sharon Tate. Then they pick back up with them in the car gleefully proclaiming, "We killed her, we did it.
That's great.
This is amazing. This feels great." Now you cut to present day. The kid who had the crush on her is like, "Yo, I bought this. I deserve this." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I take this L. They cut to the other kid. He's got the prototypical white, wealthy parents. He was manipulated into doing this. He never did anything wrong. He was an angel. And then there's footage of him being the one that set it off. So ironically, the kid that's taking it and saying, I got my just desserts, is really the one who should be arguing that because he was the one. He has a horrible stuttering problem. He had mental problems. I hate saying mental problems. He was. This kid was tormented emotionally. This kid was adopted. He felt like he wasn't part of this family. The kid that's proclaiming that he's the angel that should be out was really the mastermind. But either way, these kids were 15 and 16. So my question to you, P, first off, just pontificate on what I just told you and the age of being young. And do you believe that each situation is different, or can you say across the board yes or across the board no? You should not, at 15 years old, spend the rest of your natural born life in jail, no matter what you did, because you weren't able to make the proper decisions, or yes, you were, and I ain't mad at the fact that you're spending the rest of your life, probably upwards of 70 years in jail. It's air conditioned. If you go to Club Fed, they're in federal jail. It's air conditioned. There's TV. There's cable. There's 3 hots and a cot. Keep that in mind. They're not doing county time. The county is fucked.
I seen Orange is the New Black. I know what it's like in jail. I think every situation's different.
He doesn't disappoint.
No.
Every situation's different. I don't know if necessarily these kids' lives should be ruined for, I don't know, more than 20 years. Because at that point, you're adult. At that point, you're pretty much not an adult. You're an adult person. Like unless you're getting into stuff in jail, you're pretty much like a benign person. What are you reading every day? You're going to the yard. Your life is your life is nothing. You're reading. You have a lot of time to reflect.
You're reading and you're clanging and banging in the yard if you're smart.
And maybe you're ducking out in the chapel every now and then trying to get some spirituality.
Well, if I can shed a little bit light, the kid that I'm talking about who had the crush on the girl who filmed it all is repentant, and he's like, "Yo, I did what I did. If y'all let me out, I'm gonna be okay with that. But if I spend the rest of my life here, I guess that's what I have to do." My issue is the other kid who was the mastermind has these parents and a good lawyer and money, and he is refusing to take responsibility for the murder of this girl, which means that now at 20 or 21, you're still not admitting what you did. So to me, that's more dangerous than this kid who's, you know what I mean? He didn't OD on like, I found Jesus. He didn't OD on, you know what I mean? Like maybe he found God or a spiritual place, but he didn't OD being like, I'm now a Christian pastor, so let me out. He kind of was just like, yo, I did what I did. And he was hearing what the other kid was saying. And it was like, yo, this dude's fucking crazy, man. Yeah. All this kid talked about was murder, 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 kill, kill, kill. And now he like grew his little nerd haircut and has got his little nerd parents. and they're trying to sell the idea that I was the one that did it. But meanwhile, this kid, yo, man, like he can't get a sentence out without stuttering. He's a damaged kid.
Yeah, I mean, everybody that was involved should get equal sentences.
Agreed.
But at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck about either of them because I'm worrying about the victim and the victim's family. And that's where you're like, these motherfuckers should rot in hell. If my daughter got murdered at 17, these dudes should rot in hell, and I really have no compassion for them. But now, so if you take that equation out and you say these are other human beings that are like, okay, they pay for their whatever, then if they have changed, then maybe you let them out. But I mean, you let someone out at 60, where they're really going to...
All right, now, I'm going to let, and Sicko, I was going to go to you, but I'm going to go to Gavin, because Gavin immediately was like, this is fucked. Nah, man, you can't put them away. So he's saying basically he's saying the exact opposite of what you said.
Jail is supposed to be
rehabilitation.
Jail is supposed to be putting bad people away from us good people.
But jail is supposed to be, by law, to rehabilitate you.
I never have thought of jail as that.
That isn't your problem. That's their problem.
Agreed.
You've been taught how we came up that's what jail is supposed to be.
I mean, I think that's what everybody's vision of it is.
Right, but what I'm saying is...
These people are bad people. We can't have them in society. Therefore, they need to go into this.
Yeah, but with that logic, everyone has to be away for 100 years then.
Well, I mean, everyone's guilty of something.
Right.
You got caught.
Did you get pinched?
You got the bad gene pool.
Then we're opening up a whole other show, because there is a very high percentage of people that are good people that do bad things. Then there's a small percentage of people that, as you said, bad egg, pure evil, throw away the key. There's nothing.
I mean, we had a similar situation. We were talking about something on the ride down. Our boys back in high school got in a little skirmish. It went real south. Should they have done 20 years? I don't think so.
Right.
I mean, dude, imagine all the shit we got into and we didn't get pinched for. Any given Sunday, we could have did 20 years for the shit we did. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we never killed nobody. We never hurt nobody seriously.
Speak for yourself.
But,
nothing.
we got in a lot of crap. We stole a lot of stuff. But a lot of kids did. But, I mean, these kids these guys OD'd, of course. But, I mean...
See, I think there's a fairly clean-cut division of dumb kid shit and shit that you do where you're really fucked up. Now, I'm not saying if you're really fucked up and you do shit, that jail for life is like the kid you're talking about. In my opinion, you do something that bad, that heinous, that young, there's something wrong with you. You need help. You don't need to be locked away. You need help. Now, should he be out amongst the general population of the world?
Well, now we're getting into the gray area of, should this kid be in like a home?
That's what I'm saying.
And I'll be honest, I'm crazy, but I don't really understand much of that, and I don't know if you do either, OG, of like those places that are like in between jail but not freedom.
Well, when we were talking about it and I said no, I didn't have the details of this particular case.
Okay, I didn't mean to speak for you. I was throwing out there. What do you think about? You're right. I didn't detail the cases because I'll be honest. There were other cases in the other documentary where I was like, that's kind of like there was one kid who bucked a shot at someone and missed, and it hit someone else, and I'm like, see now.
Right.
Now you're getting into that's legitimately a mistake. Should he be punished? Absolutely. But did he meant to put a hole in this kid? You know what I'm saying? And then you get into but he missed the guy he wanted to shoot, but shot my 3-year-old kid. I don't care what his reasoning is.
I think everything has to be a case by case system. And it's a flawed system at this point to some degree, and I think that sometimes certain people suffer for that, or certain, I don't know, what we would call justices are not carried out in a weird way.
I think you have to throw out the notion of of justice, because justice. It's it's a nice concept to think of, but I don't think it really exists in the world. If somebody kills your child, putting them in a jail cell for 100 years isn't justice. It's more along the lines of vengeance. You're getting them back. They're being punished for what they did. I'm with you on the case-by-case situation, and I've always been more in favor, like we all know how fucked up the prison system is, and especially nowadays where it's been privatized. So the people who run the jails make more money the more bodies they pack into. the jails.
Yeah, and we find out judges are paid off.
Right.
Just turning out
Exactly.
book people are crazy.
Exactly. When you take the first example that Vin gave, where a crime was plotted out, where these kids talked about murdering this young girl because she didn't return her feelings. To me, that's just the kid is deeply psychologically damaged.
You keep referring to the kid. There's two, and one of them, to me.
I think they're both deeply psychologically.
Okay, I think the one kid has come to terms with his situation. He's not asking for freedom.
Sure.
He's like, I was fucked. I was an idiot. This is fucked. I can never fix this.
Yeah.
I can never bring her back. He has carved in his room, I love whatever her name was. Mm-hmm. And the other kid, still 5 years in the box. Still, like, yeah, it wasn't my thing, man. I'm not copping, please. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like, whatever. And he's on the video, and he's the aggressor. I just want to touch on something Gavin said with the case-by-case basis. What do you feel about the fact that is, if this is a perfect world, because we live in where things aren't treated on a case-by-case basis.
Right.
Let me just say, for instance, I don't know where they were from. Let's just say it was Ohio. They're going to treat that kid the exact same way as they're going to treat the kid who bucked a shot and hit someone with a stray bullet. And they're clearly...
Right.
Definitively different. So, like, then you're talking about reform. You know what I mean? And
well, it's a flawed system that works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. How you fix that, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be sitting here if I had an answer to that. But
I mean, if your aim is truly to rehabilitate, the prison system as it stands now does not do that, nor will it ever. All it does is make better criminals. I mean, that's fairly a give. I don't say it's fact, but it's.
I don't know anyone who has come. I know brothers who have turned Christian in jail, turned Muslim in jail. I don't know anyone who has come out that I've been like, this person's completely different.
Right.
They're basically, if they went in and they were a scumbag and a dirtbag, they come out that way.
Right.
I know jail dudes, and I know a lot of them.
I know one guy.
Dudes who went in good, came out good. They came out like, yo, now I know how the jail system works. It's foul. It's fucked up. I got to trade commissary for this. I had to punch this motherfucker in the face. But they're not inherently different than who they were. They're the same person. And then people who are dirtbags that went in and did a bid, did a couple bullets, that came out, they're still dirtbags. So you're talking from...
I mean, you still have to go in deep, AO deep into... their backgrounds, and that's why, it can never work, because it's too big of a world to take everything. I mean, if you decide you want to live in a world that has laws, it's never going to work, because you can't make one law across the board that's going to govern everybody. It's never going to be fair. There's always going to be somebody that it doesn't apply to, or there's extenuating circumstances or whatever. My own personal opinion is... most crimes committed against other people, I'm talking about like violent things, fucked up things. Okay. It starts with some type of psychological damage. And
that was caused by probably some type of abuse.
I mean, abuse.
Yeah, my question is why there was no signs with these kids that there was something wrong?
The kid that I'm telling you that's repentant, who I actually hurt for, even though he's a murderer, told more than 3 people, I need help. Yeah. I need therapy.
This is what I'm saying.
And they were like, yeah, we don't do it. Like, that's not how we handle things here. And then he wowed it out. Yeah. It's like, to me, if you couldn't see those kids in Columbine coming from a mile away. Right. Like, y'all bought that. I don't mean the people that died. So don't fucking quote me on the internet saying I bought that. Right. I'm saying the people in charge. The culture that created it. The parents. Whoever gave them weaponry. Right. Y'all created that. Y'all bought that. The kids that died, no, man. They didn't buy that. But the culture, the parents, the denial.
Should have, if your kid's a fucking wackadoo.
I agree.
That's the thing. I mean,
if you don't know, you ain't paying.
Then if you don't know, you're a bad parent. So let's look at it this way: you should either know and handle it, or you don't know, then take that L as a bad parent. Yeah, you can't play. Let me reel this back in real quick though, because I'm getting away a little bit from the thought with Gavin. What do you guys think about the age thing? When do you think? Like, I'm thinking that y'all were like 14 and 15 when I met y'all. and I was
Like 10.
Yeah, like where was your head at that point? If you did something at 15, like
Yeah.
were you aware then?
No,
Like
you're not thinking past the next day,
Absolutely.
man. And you're thinking,
Gavin?
and you think nothing's real. Like if you get into a fight with somebody, you're not thinking that they're going to die or something. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Okay, I like
Right.
I agree with Pablo.
Yeah.
Sicko
When you're-
saying.
I don't think you're capable at that age to think
I mean,
more than
I
in
think
the
it's-
immediate.
I think it's been scientifically proven, like, your brain's not developed at the age of 15, like, to its full development.
Okay, well now you're getting into that should be brought into these cases.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But was there a time for you? Now I know as your friend, a longtime friend, that you saw things becoming real when your first child was announced. But I don't think that's when you became aware. I think you were aware before that because, I mean, did something jar you, or were you just like, did you wake up one day?
Yeah, when Kathleen got pregnant the first time.
So that's what jarred you. That's what.
I feel
So
that's what I think. When I think back, that's what I.
But if 2 years prior to Kathleen telling you she was pregnant, you killed someone.
No, I mean, certainly not to that extreme.
So
but
let's go to extremes. Like, when do you feel that you were like, I'm aware? I'm responsible for myself and my action.
I never really thought about it, but I would say pretty young if I had to.
See, that's what's scaring me about how I feel about these kids and then the reality of me. Because I think we all realize kind of young. And then how can I defend these kids? But then on the flip side say, well, I was aware at that time.
Yeah.
Or is that just development? Does that mean, maybe they're hicks. Maybe they're not cultured. Maybe they're, because of their age, the culture is murder, death, kill. You know what I mean? Because, all right, let's say that these kids are in their early 20s now. That means it was only a few years ago. So you're talking about the 2000s. We're talking about the 80s and 90s. Culturally, it was different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying it wasn't murder, death, kill, or war. It was. But they were a little bit less. I mean, this kid actually says, like, I was obsessed with Columbine. Like, that's 730, man. Like, what are you talking about, man?
I mean, when we were that age, you didn't have school shootings. You didn't go into school, like... You didn't ever think about going to, like, a normal place like school and thinking about, like, that kid's got a gun, it just never entered your consciousness. Now, other parts of your life, when you went other places, maybe, sure.
No, I mean, even if I knew certain people had straps or whatever, like, I wasn't concerned that there was going to be a school shooting.
Right, that's what I mean.
I was like, yo, there's a difference between knowing motherfuckers that's like, yo, I got the hammer to protect myself because I'm at the bottom in West Philly.
Right.
And there's between.
Yeah, I mean, we knew dudes had weapons in their locker, but it was like, in case Bull steps
in case
to me,
Bull jumps off, I'm stabbing him in his shoulder.
He's not going for the whole second floor. You know what I'm saying?
Like I'm the Yo, if son comes over, I'm putting this knife in his shoulder, not in his neck, and then I'm not getting the teacher.
Right.
Like that shit wasn't.
And at that point in time, and I'm not trying to go into a whole gun thing, but
How dare you?
It wasn't like, even those kids that did have it, you didn't have access to like giant like AR-15. Like, it just wasn't done. I never knew how to. When I was in high school, if I needed to get like a revolver, I would know how to get one.
Yeah.
To get an assault rifle, I wouldn't have known how to do it. Nowadays, it seems, at least in my opinion,
they're gonna go Wawa, dude.
It's very easy for people to.
No, I mean, and then. You know, again, like you said, you don't mean to open it up. It could be another topic because I think we all feel like Gavin and I are so linked in terms of how we think, and then there's just like little tweaks where we're not. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, well, does the dude who shot up Orlando like need that AR-15? I mean, no, he doesn't. Yo, I'm like a firm believer like bullets don't kill people, people kill people.
Absolutely. That gun doesn't load itself.
I believe
and shoot
that
itself.
motherfucker would have found a way to build a bomb if he couldn't get that AR-15. I don't think he was stopping there. Like, oh, they rejected this AR-15? All right, I'm going back to being a normal guy.
I don't think this needs to be a gun discussion.
No, it's not going to.
You can go to Africa and motherfuckers got limbs chopped off. Like,
that's what
stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, you're talking about like early man. You're talking about base. You're talking about swords.
Right.
And motherfuckers
Machetes.
was like, yeah, machete.
Yeah.
Machete?
Machete
Yeah.
all over the place.
Oh,
down there,
like
man.
yo, this guy went to the right and we're to the left. I'll just chop his head off.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I kind of get this feeling, and it sounds horrible to say. And let's see if I can put this the right way. I think.
well, I can't fight this feeling anymore.
Nice, well done,
Or
well
the Speedwagon.
done.
I thought it was Oreo.
I love the Speedwagon.
Should be.
Should be.
Kubi or Shubi?
Both.
Pop.
Yeah.
I think not that like all right. You remember when we were kids and they said like the music is what causes the violence.
Judas
That-
Priest put on trial.
Right, exactly.
Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm not saying
You're right.
All right,
You're absolutely
the
right.
William Deere book.
I'm
Who
not
wrote the OJ book?
Same dude.
Same dude.
I'm not saying that that's a thing, but I'm saying when your entire culture is violent, everything, every day, everything you see is violence, when it's made to look like it's the most casual thing. Every movie has somebody shooting up tons of people. If you're not smart enough to, if you're young and you're not smart enough to distinguish that's fake, that's a movie, as opposed to reality, and you think like that, when that whole concept comes in where your brain is not developed enough
Yeah.
to realize the consequences. Like, it takes like less than a fraction of a second to pull a trigger, but that fraction of the second is going to change the whole world forever. I don't think at 15 years old, I don't care who you are, what you've been through, you are developed, your brain is developed enough, excuse me, to make that kind of, to have that kind of understanding.
Now, I'm gonna build off that and say that you know the argument that there was no video games in a culture of violence for Hitler.
Right.
There was no video games for Stalin, for Mussolini, for Genghis Khan. I'm going to say something about that. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I am also going to, in the same sentence, contradict myself and agree with you that it's so much of a violent culture.
Right.
Like, there is somewhere in the middle that's an even line. When we were coming up, I feel it was the middle.
Absolutely.
Like, you can watch blood, death, murder, kill, and not have your kid watching cable.
Right.
A video, all of that. If you add that and mix that with a dumb kid,
Yeah.
we live in a culture of violence.
Yes.
Now,
Absolutely.
But here's what I want to build on. I've been around the world many times. Why are we the only country that has these type of stories? Why isn't there a story about a kid and his best friend plotting and killing a murder of a girl in Sweden?
Right.
Why isn't that happening? Why isn't it happening in Scandinavia? Why isn't it happening in Austria? Why, when I spoke to, why did someone I spoke to in Austria that's educated and well-versed in English not even know what autism was? What is going on here that's not going on?
It's
What do y'all think about?
It's this culture of fear and violence that's basically been manufactured. I mean, think about everything the news tells you, what you see on American news. I have a feeling, and you could speak to this more than I ever could, but if you watch the news anywhere randomly here in America, as opposed to watching the news, say, in Austria, Europe, they're vastly different. Our news is kill, blood, murder, death. Here's the way.
There's a fire in Kensington. There's a robbery in
North
Old
Philly.
and a murder in
Right.
West Philly.
Right.
That's every night. I choose. This is a personal choice. I don't watch local news.
Nor do I.
Am I aware of world news? Yeah, I watch BBC.
Sure.
I watch BBC overseas. So that's why when you ask me that, my answer would be, I watch BBC, and they don't OD on like this
Right.
this guy was murdered.
Right.
This kid.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, like, why is that? If I just right now, why do I not see this when I'm overseas? Why do I see the worst stories I hear is a dude fighting another dude?
Because I don't.
At the soccer games where they wild out, which we've talked about.
Yeah.
The soccer hooligans connected with the football, connected with skin culture. And they might beat the dog shit out of each
Right.
other, but like, why is no one sprayed up
Right.
a football match in Europe with an AK? Why is there not school shootings there? Why is there not obesity there? Why have I never in over a decade, close to a decade and a half, ever met someone obese in Europe? Why? No one's obese. There's no... What are we
Have you been to
creating?
Liechtenstein? They're huge over there.
Wow.
Say that again?
Liechtenstein.
I like the last part.
Yeah.
The
Right next to,
Stein.
it's right next to Luxembourg.
Luxembourg.
The only-
I think it's uniquely American culture. We're taught from
No,
day
no,
one.
I'm
I mean,
saying-
we're still a new country.
I'm
Right.
saying that it is uniquely American. I'm asking y'all why.
Wow. I think Pablo kind of hit on it. We're a young country. Put it in terms of world history, where America is, we're like prepubescent. We're like 12.
Okay, now let me answer back.
Get me all worked up.
Always
now.
Keld. Always more Keld than mine.
Yeah, well.
Let me answer back by saying
1 hour.
you're right. We're only 200 years old. Whatever it is now. I
Right.
don't fucking know. 220 years old, I think. 230.
1776, man.
So 230. We're 220 to 30 years old. Whatever.
Something like that.
Whatever it is.
God bless America.
Whatever it is, we are still the leaders of the free world. In that,
I mean,
And our population is.
we
so you're about
say
to,
we're
yeah,
the
but so
freedom.
you're about to debate me. But one thing about you, where I want to give you the Stone Cold Stunner, is you try to tell me about shit that I've seen.
Okay.
I'm telling you that we are.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I go into Hengelo, Holland, and they dress and look like us and talk like us. So we're the leaders of the free world culturally.
We
If
absolutely are.
all right, if I ask you about military, do you believe we're the leaders of the free world militarily?
I mean, it depends on what you mean by leaders.
What other country has military bases?
Could someone
in every other
se-
country?
could someone set it off on us, in your opinion, without us blowing them off the map?
I mean, they have.
Who has set it off on us?
I mean, do we want to get into this whole thing?
So you're telling me someone can set it off on us and destroy our entire country?
I mean,
Who has ever done it?
All right,
Who has ever stepped foot in this country and even made a dent?
not step foot in this country.
That's the end of it.
I know, what are you talking about?
We've gone to war with people. We've lost every war we've ever been in since World War II.
Yeah, in their country.
Wow.
Well, so you're saying
Because
But you're saying-
because you're talking about, first off, Nixon created that war in Vietnam
Right.
for reasons that have nothing to do with us.
you're saying
But
we
we
lost.
still lost.
No,
Were they a threat here? Were Viet Cong running up on your shit? Because they weren't on
absolutely
mine.
not. Absolutely not.
You're saying lost the
weren't
war,
on
but you don't even know.
I mean, I didn't have to kung fu a dude like, well, I don't know if you did.
I mean, I did just to get out the house tonight. But that's a whole different.
You're
that-
saying we lost the war as far as people lost, but who said we didn't profit from it?
Well,
Who's saying
that's
certain-
a
There you
whole
go.
different-
This is what I'm saying.
We're
So-
profiteers if we fucking... Now, 50,000 people took L's over there. If we wanted to just drop a bomb on Vietnam, there was reasons behind that war.
When I consulted for a
cheap plug, I discussed that on the sequel to You Can't Be Neutral on the Moving Train,
Nice.
my new album.
Dig it.
What that said is what you're agreeing with. What I'm saying is, in regards to a powerhouse, okay, culturally, militarily, who is bigger than us? Who is taking us down if they want to?
When I recently consulted for a top financial company, they brought this guy in to do like Financial 101, and he pretty much broke down that America is it. Like when America's where everybody puts their money because they know America's safe. Why is America safe? Because we have the biggest military on the whole universe, and we'll blow everybody up. I mean, that's where the Banana Republic term came from, right? Some country in South America, I'm going to get it wrong, was leading the banana gimmick, right?
Okay.
And I think like, who the fuck?
I know. I'm going to be honest.
Who does-
I don't know the answer to it to bust your balls.
Who
Sicko,
knows
mate.
who runs all the bananas? Like when you
It could
Chiquita
be-
Banana. Let's just say the Chiquita Banana. Somebody was interrupting the banana thing, and they were like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And they pay the U.S. government to go down there and rip the shit out of.
And that's
because
what-
the country was becoming self-independent
Right.
on their own.
And they
crop.
weren't having
And
that,
so,
dog.
I mean,
Look at-
America is pretty much the military for hire.
Dog, look at Puerto Rico.
And it's the
look
best
at these
banking
places.
system you have.
Look at Puerto Rico. Look at places we were just
Yeah.
like, oh, this is ours now. And they were like,
Yeah.
yo, what do you mean, man?
Yeah, that shit can happen
We're here,
overnight.
we're here lamping, man. They're like, nah, we're taking Puerto Rico. I think, Sicko, I think we're similar in that you just don't want to say it because you're not fond of it. Like, I'm not saying it to be like, yeah, we run you because we're the shit. Like, nobody critiques the country more than me. Earlier when Gavin made the joke about stepping on the jellyfish and getting his foot bitten and being like, I want to go back to Philly because there's no crab walking through my house. There's that thing that we have to it's really difficult to be like, I hate this place and I love this place. It's a abusive relationship. Living in this country and being hip. Being hip is a huge part of it. Because most people we know, I'm talking family and friends of all of us, live in this country, love it, and are dumb. We all live in this country, love it, but we're like, yo, this is fucked. And when you say that, you're perceived as anti-American.
Absolutely.
Well, if you don't like it, why don't you go somewhere else? Shit is maybe the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Absolutely.
Maybe the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. First off, I'm not uprooting myself because I'm too lazy. How's that? How's that for an answer? Because Gavin and I were arguing with someone recently. Again, not going to talk names, but like, well, why don't you leave? I'm like, well, because my mom's here, and my friend's here, and my music's here, and my company's here, and this is where I was born.
Yeah.
So I can't critique it because this is my current situation. That doesn't make any sense to me. The more you become part of the problem, the less probability of the problem ever being solved. So it's only if you speak against that problem that change can ever happen. So why would you dismiss me because I'm saying I believe the police are too violent? I believe the police are given too much power. I believe the government should be structured differently. I believe that there should be reform in these places. I believe that people shouldn't be put to death, or that they should. Whatever you know what I'm saying? Like there's other things there. You kill my kid, I'm probably going to want to get you to put to death. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm making any sense.
No, you're making sense.
But like Pablo said, man, at the end of the day, it's like it's always going to come back to us, whether we like that or not. And that's problematic. You know what I mean? For a lot of people, because we still are seen as that great deity. People I go to places, bro, they dress like us. I look out in the crowd and see a dude who looks like you. Oh, that could be sicko. And then he's like,
I sometimes talk.
He does the Kramer when Santa speaks a many language. So what?
And America's a place where you're taught land of opportunity. You should get what you want.
Right.
You should have a limousine. You need to go get it.
You need to get one.
Oh, it's not yours. Just take it.
Just take it. I mean, we're thieves from the beginning. Yeah. So why are people shocked when they talk about the government being thieves? These presidential the people running for president. Oh, Hillary's a thief. We were built on stolen land, man.
With stolen labor.
How are you shocked at the fact that people came here, took land from natives, and then built what now exists today via the African slave trade, Chinese slaves? Why is anybody shocked? Now, the OG is either super tired and wants to finish it, or he got nothing to say.
I got nothing to say.
Why not, pal?
You got heat with the railroad? Is that what you got?
I'll take trains, man.
I know so.
Chinese built that railroad, man. Is that why? Is that a problem?
No, I think it's. We're getting into a weird.
We are.
I think.
I'm not going to hold you though. I wanted it to do what it's doing.
I'm not somebody who will sit here and say I'm anti. Whatever, America, whatever. I think the United States has a responsibility because of the position that they're in to lead by example, and I think that we have failed at times for that example.
Now you're talking Turkey.
Yeah, we're like 2030.
I think it's super. I think it's super easy to sit and constantly critique, and I find it on the left and the right. There's constant critiquing of things, constant this, constant that, but nobody's doing anything to change.
Can you pit me over and say horseshoe theory?
Exactly, like Vinny said, it whenever that was, two episodes ago,
3 maybe.
It starts to come around, and they're really saying the same thing, but just in a different way. And I think that the country, more than anything else, has failed in the responsibility in leading these countries that are not as well off as we are. But at the same time, I'm not someone who will sit and only look at the negative. I see the positive as well, where I find a lot of people tend to just focus on that negative constantly. This is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. Well, that's true, but this is also right, this is right, this is right, this is right.
I think a lot of where I've come to right now, where I'm at in my life, came from you.
Okay.
Being that way. Because I was not having it for a while.
Right.
And you're like, I mean, on any level. And
Yeah.
you're like, yo, but look, your family came here.
Yeah.
If it was so dope where they were at, why'd they come in? You know what I mean? Like, there's also things to be celebrated, but I feel like it's a very abusive relationship. It's like... Yo, man.
The goose followed us here.
All right, look, I know sold this all night. There are Ouija boards and voodoo dolls in this house. I hate it. Shit just happened.
Yep.
I'm not talking about it ever again. But I feel like what we're dealing with this country is when you're in an abusive relationship. Well, he only beats me sometimes. And I just really want to put the focus on the times where he's a really good boyfriend to me. That's how I see the country. You know what I'm saying?
I just
See, I think everyone's blinded by this whole. You know, you have to define the terms of what makes a great life. And if you're gonna sit here and tell me how great America is, like based on what? Because we don't have the rampant poverty that third world nations have. Okay, great, but like you said, third world nations don't have people going into public places and killing other people. That's a very big thing. That's a huge red flag that there's something grossly wrong with our culture. So you can, I'm not agreeing with you at all on any of that. Like, I don't think there's anything good about America. I think we've been sold a bill of goods, like this whole, we're the leaders of the free. No, we're not, because we stand there and say we are. I'm not buying it.
You're one of those dudes, sicko.
I guess
you know something. Like I'm not
I guess I am.
I'm not going to shoot on you. Like, you have your opinions and do what you do, but you can sit there and do that all day long. And what is that changing? It's changing nothing. The only way that things are going to change is if we continue to teach younger generations what was wrong and what to do right. That's the only way. Nothing is going to change by sitting there and complaining and pointing out all these things that we all know. We all know all these things, man. And all these things are absolutely true and absolutely accurate, and I don't disagree with you. But what good does that do? What good does it do? You know what good? You know how you can turn it into good? By showing these younger kids and these younger generations that I see personally, because I have young children. I see these new kids coming up, and you know what? These kids are different than we were, and they're different than the generation before us and the generation before us, and that's the only way that change is going to happen, by continually teaching and spending time with these kids. And that goes around fucking full circle, is these fucked up kids we were talking about in the beginning. These parents aren't sitting with these kids and finding out what the problem is and what they can do for these kids. And, you know, I hear all these fucking assholes all the time, like, it stopped when people stopped hitting their kids. That's when all this problem started. No, asshole, fucking sit with your kid and fucking talk to them. Like, that's the low. That's you go back to the generations of problems. Those were generations ago where your kid does something wrong, you fucking hit him with a stick. You know what I mean? That was also the time when all this other fucking bullshit was going on. But as time goes on and people do the proper thing and progress properly, you start to learn things and you pass that down, and then they pass it down, and eventually, hopefully, I have hope for things that eventually things will change. That's the only way I see it happening. Now, I don't disagree with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't disagree with what you're saying, but I spent most of my life pointing out like just being a negative, fucked up, hate everything motherfucker. And you know where it got me? Nowhere. So how do you change that? You start to say, you know what, man, I'm hip to this, and this is what I think. Maybe I can talk you into thinking this too, because this is what I think is the proper thing. And hopefully people can come to some kind of common ground at some point.
And to build off that, to me, you can't pick and choose. This is the worst shit ever. It's the worst shit ever. But then, well, Bukowski was born from American culture. The brilliance that was born from American culture. You can't partake in it while at the same time saying it's shit. Now, when I said people that say if you don't love it, leave it, and I said that they were jerk-offs, and I do believe that. But if I loathed it the way you do, I'd probably move. Like, to me, I'd be like...
Where? It's all shit.
Well, that's
how you've never been anywhere.
Well, that's my...
He can laugh all day. If I asked him, I'll name 5 places that I've gone to and stayed in where it's sweet. And if I ask him if he's been there and he tells me it's shit,
never
he's lying to me.
Right.
Like,
I'm not talking about the physical act of being there. It's
America's not a place, Vinny.
No,
It's a
that's
state
what
of
he's
mind.
doing. He's like, oh, you
That's
haven't been,
kind of what I am saying.
you haven't been through what I've been through.
I'm
Fuck
not saying
that.
that
That's
at all.
bullshit.
Not
I've been
saying
through
that
it
at
all.
Not saying that at all.
It's nothing changes if nothing changes. That's just the bottom line. There's no getting around things. There's no well, if we do this different, if we did that, shit has happened and manifested itself, and art has manifested itself, and creation has manifested itself because of all this broken shit that people were tired of. They were tired of what was broken, and they did things that in some weird way fixed it for an hour. Oh, this punk rock show that the Ramones played fixed it for an hour. I gotta go back to the broken shit for the rest of the day. But for 1 hour, I don't feel so broken. That's applicable to the country. What the culture we grew up in is applicable to everything that's going on right now. There's a problem in the fact that there will always be more stupid people than smart people, and that it will always be the bottom line, whether that's applicable to America or any of the 7 continents.
100%.
I don't know how many countries there are in the world, because a new one pops up whenever they decide it's a new country. However many countries are, there's good and bad in all of them. Look, man, everything's a work. I mean,
Pretty much.
I can't think on. I'm not able to think on those big terms like that. I can only think about my people and my circle of things. But I do feel like that carries down and it carries over. So if at this point in my life, for whatever reason, I've become someone that people go to and ask whatever. I've become in a certain position in a lot of aspects of my life. My thoughts on that is, if I can somehow help this person and maybe give them an insight that they may not have had, maybe they will pass that on to someone else, and then to someone else, and then to someone else, and then to someone else. And that's where I've sort of become in my life at this point. That's sort of my headspace. I'm tired of being a miserable fuck, man. And I'm tired of, like, my friends being miserable, and I'm tired of whatever. And if I can help someone, and then they can help someone, and then they can help someone, maybe that chain effect reaction on a small level starts to grow and becomes a bigger thing.
There are 196 countries right now, Vinny.
Well done, Mr. Gould.
196.
195 if you don't consider Taiwan a country, which some people do not.
What would it be?
Do you?
A place where that makes my spoons. That's what it would be.
I don't know, man. I have a hard time thinking about big picture stuff like that. I'm more concerned with...
You're a pay-it-forward kind of guy.
I'm concerned with me and my people and the people I surround myself with and the situations that I have to deal with immediately. And I've always sort of been that way. But at some point, man, I got tired. Like, I got tired of fucking thinking about this and that and the other thing and all the fucking shit that's wrong. So, like, yo, if I can somehow hip you to something that I've learned or some thought process I have and it helps you through the day, hopefully you tell your fucking wife that, and then hopefully your wife tells her sister that, and then her sister has some other insight, and people start fucking communicating properly, which has been a fault of people for a very long time. And if you ain't seeing it now during this election thing, that motherfuckers just can't have a conversation without fucking wanting to kill each other. Like, I don't get it, man. Have a conversation with somebody. Maybe you can get hip to something that they can that you weren't, and you can hip them to something, and maybe you can find some fucking middle ground.
I mean, I've had this talk with you where I said it's bizarre that we've come to the same place in our lives. I'm tired of being tired, man. It's draining being a miserable prick all the time. It drains me. I know for a fact. And if this bleeds into some hippie shit, then it bleeds into some hippie shit. But I know that shit is fucking contagious, man. If I'm constantly this miserable asshole around everyone, or someone's like that around me, it's like a fucking flu, man. Like, I've cut people out that just like, no matter what, man, it's fucking woe is me all the fucking time. I'm done with it, man. It doesn't mean I'm the singer of Instead, and I'm Posicor now, and I'm like, it doesn't mean I'm Youth Crew. It means I'm just tired, man. It becomes a job.
It's okay to care about people, and it's okay to care about things, and it's okay to do your best to help the next motherfucker through the day. I had found that being a miserable fucking prick all the time was damaging some of the people that I care about and people around me. So you know what? As a person who is, I don't know how to put this, as a person who is looked to at times for some sort of guidance for whatever fucking reason, I can't put that out there anymore. You know what I mean? There's enough shit to be fucking miserable about. I can't put that out.
No, you feel responsible if you put that out there.
When I have people who for whatever fucking reason are coming to me for some sort of answers at times.
Yeah, you feel a sense of responsibility.
I can't be that person anymore putting that shit out there. So I say, yo, it's all going to be okay. We're going to get through this fucking, whatever the fuck you say. And that hopefully that goes down to the next person and the next person and the next person. And eventually, I feel like I've said this already, but eventually, hopefully that spreads throughout and on a larger scale.
I know. Have all of y'all seen Forrest Gump at some point?
Yes.
Do you remember the where he walks into the room and he sees his kid there? The kid's watching TV,
Yeah.
and he sort of...
He's watching Sesame Street.
Right, and he wants to ask Jenna, he's trying to ask him, like, is he stupid like me?
Right.
Is he retarded like me?
Is he like, yeah.
I feel like that with my son. Like, does this kid have... No, obviously, not, I don't mean stupid. I mean, like, does this kid carry the fucking sad gene? The depression gene? Is this genetic? Because my son is happy as fuck, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm like...
Sometimes they carry it and sometimes they don't. But you're in a position now where you can say, hey, I did this. And here's what I fucking did wrong. And here's what I was thinking. And I know how you feel. And if you take the time. You're somebody who takes the time. You take that time and you have a fucking conversation, communication. Nobody fucking communicates right anymore.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying for me, like, I just even want, when I'm not there, like, I'm so concerned with this being a poison in me that I don't want this child to carry, you know what I'm saying? To carry this on his shoulders.
Of
and
course.
It's like, so far, there's no sign of that. You know what I mean?
And hopefully there won't be, but everybody carries something. So if he does carry it, you're in a position where you can say, hey, let me carry this with
Yeah,
you.
you know, of course.
The problem I'm seeing with all this, the world isn't run by people that think like you and think like you and think like us.
Yeah, but don't you think this is a
We
question.
don't have any power.
Like, I have the sentence before you start yours, and I agree with your philosophy of take care of your own first and hope it spreads.
Right.
Because that's what I'm doing.
That's all you can.
That's
do.
all
That's
can
all
do.
I can do.
Absolutely.
But my, like, I hate the world, or I'm gonna fix the world, or I should fix the world, like, that's dead now. It's like my friends, who are my brothers, because fuck friends, I don't got friends, I got brothers, my moms, you know what I'm saying? My brother, my niece, my nephews, my son, his moms. Like, when you make your world smaller, you can make the world bigger by that.
To an extent, true. What I'm saying is that the people in charge, the people who are drawn to the world of decision making, whether being politicians, lawmakers, or whatever, the way to advance in that world, the way to get over in that world is by being the exact opposite of what we're talking about.
I can't control that, man. So what can I do
But
about
that can control you. That's what I'm saying.
All right, I'm going to say one thing, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to say one thing. Since we've been children, again, we reiterate this a million times, Joe, a few years older than me. There's not been... I'll go back to Carter. We could go into Reagan and Reaganomics. We could go into Bush Sr., into Clinton, into Bush Jr., into Obama. None of these people have affected nothing about me
I'm going to tell a story.
or my way of life.
I'm going to tell a story. And
Me particularly. Have they done things internationally, globally, that are atrocities? Are they war criminals? Absolutely. Not. I came up to say I had no money. We had no money when I was young.
You don't think that has anything to do with the outside world?
My pop had the same opportunities to create money that anyone else did.
I mean, like I'm thinking of like my pop. Like nobody. What if my pop could have gotten like the finest education in the world? What was blocking him? What's blocking him is economics. What's blocking him is he got called to go fight a war that he didn't want to have nothing to do with, but had to do it because the people in charge decided that he had to. Who runs the economy? Who makes Who decided in the world that having a trade, working with your hands, that was going to be slowly phased out? People aren't trained to be carpenters, electricians, and make things in this country.
Well, in
anymore.
regards to the war, I don't have an answer for that because I've spoken about that war numerous times and what I think about it. In terms of being run out of what he did and his craft that he was amazing at, I don't think that's an American thing. I think that's people getting pushed out of everywhere. I've heard that story in other places. I've had people tell me them.
Right, but
about my songs. Like, yo, I've been in Germany and been like, yo, my father did blah, 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 but he got pushed out because of blah, blah, blah. So it's not just here.
I'm not even saying just here. I'm saying the world over.
Well, then that's a whole other episode. We're going to talk about how the world's fucked. You tell me the world's fucked, I don't got nothing for you. I don't have much of a debate for you. I'm just saying, like, are we shitty? Like, are other people less shitty? Then we're getting into that. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? You call someone's wife a whore, and he's like, but my buddy's friend's less of a, she's less of a whore. Like, I don't know. You choose. What do you call that? The lesser of two evils or something.
Yeah.
It's the philosophy with people talking about the election. I don't know who you're gonna vote for. Do you want any of these people running the country? I don't fucking care. Then you start caring because you can only control what's going on in your home. Mm-hmm. We were here with Gavin and his family. We saw how they were. They amazing kids, smart, 3 different personalities. You know what I mean? One no-selling, ball breaker. The other one laughing at everything. The other one somewhere in the middle. It's like it's all developed from parenting, and
amen.
They'll carry that. It's like, for me, my responsibility now, that's my son.
Absolutely.
Make sure, you wilding out, B? What are you doing? You can't do that. You know what I mean? I took so much from Gavin being like, yo, man, that generation of of course I would never strike my son, but even like a smack on the butt. Because in my head, some people, like Lenny, got the dog shit beat out of him. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. My pop beat the fuck out of my brothers. And, I took a few L's, but, no, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I took a few L's, but these motherfuckers got, this motherfucker was training to fight Joe Louis my brother. And in my head, I'm like, oh, one of my pops dead, so does Gavin think less of who my pop was as a man, or is that part of culture then? Or did he think that was right? You know what I'm saying? Like, all these things come into your head. Like, is that right? Like, for me, I was like, nah, I don't really think that really affects. Like, you have 3 great kids who behave. From what I know, you don't go upside their head.
There's really no point to it.
Like, I know for a fact that Gavin doesn't. So I got 6 great kids, you know what I'm saying? From the 2 people in front of me. That's a starting 5 in basketball and 1 off the bench. And they're all great kids. No one ever been touched. So what would that tell somebody who believes in spanking their kids?
That's the change.
But anyway, I wanted to say, even smacking on the butt when you wore diapers. Like a little quick John. Mm-hmm. I didn't do that because of the shit you hit me to. Before that, I would have never touched him. But I would have been like, no, and hit him on the butt. Mm-hmm. But you told me yo, that whole twist, it's not the way. It's not like you could rationalize with a baby, but I would just put some bass in my voice or something. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Don't yo. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Just yo, he gets petrol at this point. You know what I mean? Not that he has a reason to be petrol, but just me barking and my physical presence of what I look like, because his mom is the opposite of me. His mom's pretty and thin and angelic, and then I'm the antithesis of that. You don't really need that all the time, man. And if your kid's so out of control that they need to be beat, they might be too out of control to even then you got to take them to talk to somebody, because what you're doing isn't working. So you don't go, well, talking to him isn't working, so I'm going to beat him. You go, no, me talking to him isn't working. So what I should do is have them talk to someone who's a little bit more well-versed in this.
That's an example of the progression from before them. Because the answer a few generations ago would have been one thing, where it's a different answer now. That's an example of the progression.
Well, do you think, I'm only asking you guys this. I'm not talking about the world, because we know in fucking Omaha it's a different scene. Do you think, the average person in Philly, still young kid will like smack that kid?
I think so.
It depends on who it is.
I think so.
So you're just basing it on like their piece of garbage, so they might do it, basically? Because I'm genuinely asking. Because I personally, like, Planet has 4 kids.
Yeah.
He doesn't touch those kids.
I mean, I've seen people get their asses beat in the barbershop.
Yeah.
Just for kids being kids, like, because
Yeah.
they're bored as shit in the barbershop.
Yeah. Right.
I think that their asses beat.
Oh, no, so that's why I'm putting it out there. Like, for me...
It's still a thing.
For me, like, at the barbershop, we both go to hood barbershops, like, I see him get barked at. First off, you bringing a little kid to a boring-ass barbershop.
Boring
Yeah.
shit.
Your fucking fault.
Yo, I'm bored, B.
Yeah.
And I'm about to get my shit hooked up.
I'm not going to haircut because I couldn't get a babysitter. And I'm like,
Right.
I'm not taking my kids to the
Right.
shop.
Yo,
Right.
today, like, it has nothing to do with children. But I'm like, P got me at this time, blah, blah, blah. Like, I should be shaped up for this because I'm
Yeah.
on camera now. And I didn't just because I was so backed up in sleep. Now, attach that with the kids, it's like, you know what I'm saying? I guess what I'm saying is like, if somebody's doing it now, man, like, I kind of feel like that's not really, like, I might have to fuck you up if I see you touching
I mean,
your
if I had
kid,
to
man.
guess, I mean, I would say it goes on as much now, if not more, than it ever did. But
Okay.
but again, I'm just guessing.
For me-
that I disagree with.
for
but
me,
I do,
Because the schools get involved now, too.
Oh, well,
They
here's
know
what I'll
what's-
tell you
they kinda know
about
what's
me.
going on, and they identify kids, and they'll pull them out real quick.
I
Try to
have,
help them at least first.
I don't have halfway friends. You know what I'm saying? So that means if you my friend, I love you. If I love you, it's because I know who you are as a human. If I know who you are as a human, then you treat your kids well. So that means I'm only exposed
right.
to people who, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
Gavin
yeah.
and Planet raise their kids totally different. And at the end of the day, they'll both be like, all my kids get A's.
Yeah.
All my kids are polite.
Yeah.
And all my kids give you a hug when you walk
Yeah.
in the door. I mean, when I say raise them different, I don't mean completely. I mean, just
But-
like little nuances.
Sure.
Neither of them touch their kids. Pablo don't touch his kids. I don't touch my kids. And they're all polite and say thank you and please and how are you and help us out. To me, you add up 3, 3, 6, 10, Planet, 11 with me, 3 with Crip. Now you're talking 14 kids that never been touched and are all like pleasures to be around.
So what's that tell you?
Mathematics tell me
Right.
that
There's something to that.
there's something to respecting them as a human being and not treating them as
yeah.
as a subordinate.
Yep.
I agree with
Yep.
you 100%.
Yep.
Gavin
I
was
don't
like,
think. I don't think.
Gavin asked his daughter to get his cell phone charger. You know what he did? He called her over, gave her a hug, a kiss, like 9 times that she didn't want because she was embarrassed. Then politely asked her to get the junk. 30 years ago, it's like, go get my shoes. Go get my, you know what I'm saying?
But
like,
again, I still think that we're, all the people that you mentioned are different people. I don't think that represents the majority.
But are you talking about of humans or America is what I'm asking you.
Both.
Because I only go off the rails with you when you start like, well, America is this. And I'm like, yo, man, there's some dope places in the world. Really dope places that you would probably like. And your wife would probably like. But there's some places that are shit. And you got like, I think you're resistant. I think you're one of those, I'm smarter than you. I'm smarter than every one of my friends. And you can't teach me anything. Therefore, I'm resistant and there's nothing you can teach me.
Nah, I don't think so.
You are not open-minded at all.
No,
You
I
prove
would
that.
agree- I
You
would agree
prove
with
that in the podcast week after week.
Do I?
Yeah.
How do I do that?
I mean, you're doing it tonight.
You're doing it right now.
You're
You're not being open-minded.
You're basically telling me, you're like, I can hit a home run in a major league ballpark. And I'm like, word, how many times have you been in one and swung? And you're like, none. And I'm like, right, so how do you know that? And you're like, because I do. And I haven't been around the world. That's selling myself short. I've been on every continent. Or whatever the continent. What's the one that you can't go on?
What's the one in the bottom?
Yeah, that you can't go to.
Arctic?
The Arctic. What is
Antarctica? Have you been on Antarctica?
I did a show on the piece of ice.
It was cold.
No,
Who opened up? The polar bears?
that bull polar bear opened up.
Chili Willy.
Yeah,
Chili
Chili
Willy was
Willy the
there?
penguin.
Dang,
no,
yo.
Chili Willy the penguin was the mid card.
That's what's up.
Yeah, no, but first off, you're right. Like, if this dude doesn't want to let anything into his heart, that's not my problem.
You can just
no
say,
more.
I disagree with you, but I will check out what you're talking about.
No, he won't say that.
That's what he
no,
could
no,
say.
he knows everything.
He
Bro.
does?
I'm not saying that at
This
all.
dude knows everything.
That's what he says.
And his defense mechanism
Right, it's
is
crazy.
telling you
Right.
for an hour
Now we
what you don't know,
Yeah.
and then at the end, just wrapping it up by being like, I didn't say that at all.
The first
He
clip I'm
tells
going to do is going to be him.
No, I want this to be edited properly of him teaching us things, and then when we teach him something, he's like, "Don't know what you're talking about."
I might have to do a recap from every episode.
If you become so cold, so jaded, so I know everything, cool, man. Yuck it up.
I'm not saying I know everything.
You don't have to say it. That's like raping someone. And you're like, you're a rapist. You're like, didn't say I was a rapist. I mean, yo, man. Like I've thrown out like 9 corny fucking phrases tonight, so I might as well throw out the 10th. And it's like actions speak louder than words. You're like, I don't do this, I don't do that, but you do all of them. You're just saying you don't. It's cool, man. Like, you're a know-it-all that gets it. You got the world figured out. You're Bukowski, you're Dostoevsky, all mixed in one.
That's me.
You're the king of everything.
write your screenplay at Starbucks.
Now that's me. It's condescending me. That's all part of it too. It's cool, man. Yo, celebrate misery, man. Like, just only read Hank and sit in a dark room. Take up drinking, man. I don't know why you don't.
You know, I really should.
You should.
I think you should take it up only to drink yourself into wet brain so I don't have to do this podcast. What vice will lead you to death first?
And speaking of documentaries, did you happen to see?
Wait, let me tell one story.
Please.
Years ago, Xavier, who's my oldest, was a little second grade, I'm going to say.
A little gimmick.
Yeah. He came out of school with 2 kids. One kid was a black kid, one kid was a white kid. I didn't know either one of them. So when he came over, I said, who were you with? He said, oh, blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And I said to him, well, which one is blah, blah, blah? Thinking that he's going to
would say black and white kid.
And he said, the one with the green shirt.
You did your job. Is that what you said? I did my job?
That's why I think it's possible, and to this day, I still have hope that things can change because I've seen it, and I see it with my kids, and I see it with other kids, and that little example is one example of how powerful things can be.
Well, I remember asking you.
Because when we were kids,
it
would have been like, oh, the black kid.
Right. And even that's not racist, but it's just the way it was, and it's been knocked down.
Yes,
it's been knocked down. And something I've said to you, you sent me this picture one time because I was like, I don't remember. It was a few years ago, so it was probably Xavier because I mean now he looks like a man, but this is a few years back, and I said like who's he running with? Like, what's his deal? Is he like punk rock? Is he like reggae? And you're like, meh. But his crew's like everybody. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? And you sent me this picture, and it was like 8 kids out and about in Center City, Philadelphia. Yeah. Like 2 white, 2 Rican, 2 black, and 2 other. And if other sounds racist, it's only because I don't know them personally. They were either Indian or Asian, you know what I mean? I don't know where they were. And every kid had their arm around each other and didn't look like they were even cognizant of the fact that might be weird to some old white lady.
You know how people who are our age say that the thing to say is like, I don't see color, I don't see race, and I don't. Bullshit,
which is a lie.
When you're our age. But I'm telling you, I'm starting to see the result of that now in these younger kids where they're starting to not see this stuff. And they're just seeing my friend fucking Bob.
Bro,
or whatever.
I have friends. I mean, you guys are cool with him too. But y'all are all familiar with my friend Correct, right?
Yeah.
He's only like 6 years younger than me. He's like that.
Right.
That's not 30 years. You know what I'm saying? That's not.
Correct's black.
And that's a result of.
But I'm saying, like, in a conversation, he will do what you did. Like, if there were two dudes and one was black and one white, like he'll be like, no, the dude with the blowout, instead of being like, no, the dude that was black or the dude who looked Rican. You know what I mean? I'm just like, oh, wait, the shit is getting somewhere now. Like
that's the thing. That's what you pass down. That's what you put out there. That's what you push off. Those kind of things. And it's just time. It's time after time after time after time after time. And, you know, like we said in the beginning, this country's very young for what it is, you know, and I don't know how long it'll take, but I do see some of that starting to happen. And it's not going to happen if we sit here in our own miserable fucking heads. We need to start putting that shit out there.
My idea of change is so insulated at this point through your children and Pablo's and my son and Planet's that it's like, do I still critique the fuck out of the country? Of course I do. But I'm insulating myself in our world. And I see like 14 amazing kids that are going to carry that on. Mm-hmm. I see Planet's son, who's Puerto Rican, with a little white girl that doesn't, neither one of them think of that as being a thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's one down. You know what I mean? They're like in 10th grade, however old you are at that point.
Yeah.
You know? And then I see how happy Pablo's kids are and how special they are. And I'm like, all right, so like maybe everyone doesn't have to be a mess. Like the shit that we came up with. Like we all linked because we were all a mess.
Right.
I'm hoping they don't all link the same way.
Right.
When I saw the picture of when I see the pictures of your kids, I don't look at their friends and say, they're all linked up because they're fuck-ups.
Right.
They're all linked up because, like, I don't know what. They both, like, fucking we or something. Or
to this day, pictures of the four of us we're linked up because we're all fucked
up. The picture that we'll take now, if you know, why are you friends with Sicko? I'm like, I don't know.
Can't get rid of them.
I can't. You're right.
Tell me how to get rid of them. I'm good.
And maybe we would all say that about each other. Yeah. Yo, why are you still friends with Paz? I can't get rid of the guy. It's like, I don't know. If the cancer grows on you and it's benign, I guess you just you can get it lopped off. Like if a gimmick grows on my back and they're like, yo, there's a gimmick on your back. And I'm like, how much time, doc? And he's like, nah, you'll be fine. You just got to leave it there. Or be in the hospital 2 days. I'm like, oh, just leave it there. I don't care. That's what we are to each other, I think, at this point. Well, this all started from the idea of a documentary, so I guess it should only end on that note. Sicko and I have recently watched a film called OJ Made in America. I hipped Gavin to it, and he was like, I'll get to it when I get to it, and Pablo seems to be saying the same thing. So for me and Sicko, I know we both talked about, we wanted to shed some light on the brilliance of this film. We both forgot, I know the kid's name is Ezra something that did the name, is a Jewish kid.
Look that up.
I can't say enough about the film. It's a 5-part series.
Yeah. What's brilliant about it to me is they really go to great lengths to kind of show you. I mean, it's not just about OJ. It's about the culture that created OJ. And one of the things...
It's about America, racist white America, the culture that created him being treated as a quote-unquote N-word while he was in high school, but then treated as a demigod at USC, and then above where he actually at Sicko. I'm sorry to cut you off, but when they talked to OJ at one point about race and said, you know, this black and white shit, and he said, I don't deal with black and white. I'm OJ.
Yeah.
So he himself thought that he was above race, and let's be honest, in the end, he was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's not me indicting him, because we can get into a whole other episode of what I think about the OJ and whether or not his son was a part of it. But Sicko, we both were texting about it, like how well it was made. Yeah. I think people should remember that it's 5 parts. Mm-hmm. If you watch it and you think the first part is boring, please stick with it. The first part is a little bit football heavy if you're not a football fan.
Right.
I personally am, because I'm a sports guy.
But see, I'm not a football fan, and I still watch it.
Okay, but I'm just telling you, like, as a general state, like, my mom was ready to give up on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I'm telling you, if you're not interested in that,
it's still worth it, because
just stay
2, 3, 4, and 5 will really... What's really fascinating to me about it is it's not only... I mean, it obviously it explores OJ up to the murders, before the murders. He was a piece of shit. But he's a very unique piece of shit.
Yes, I agree.
And just the way that I don't even know the words. He's so delusional about who he is and his importance in life.
He would basically be in a Naked Gun film, and in his brain, he was in a Kubrick film.
True.
And that's applicable to everything else.
Absolutely.
When they discuss the one guy that talks about his delusions of grandeur, like, I'm going to be in a Hertz commercial, but that's not enough. I'm going to own Hertz.
Right.
He was not there.
But see, what's great about the film is it puts it back on us. It's our fault. A Made in America. We created OJ. And this was kind of the thing I was talking about in that email where we were talking back and forth. Yes. That cult of celebrity.
Correct.
Basically, because this motherfucker could run a football, he's elevated to the level of
And I'm not mad at that portrait that they paint.
Not at all.
I'm not mad that we created that monster.
It's absolute truth. That's
on any level. I'm not mad at that. There are some questions. I know how Gavin thinks about even touching a woman or a child. And that's where, when I bring it up, I split the room. And that's where I don't believe that hitting your wife means that you're capable of murder. I just don't. I don't mean that you should ever touch anybody, but I've done some shit that's unsavory, and that doesn't mean that I have the capacity to murder them in the way that he did.
Yeah.
If that was one gunshot wound to one person, I'd buy it all day.
Yeah.
The method.
Yeah.
The fact that it was established that this dude would see a drop of blood and fucking lose it. Y'all all know how I run away from coleslaw? Mm-hmm. That's like me saying, yo, I saw Vinny swimming in a pool of coleslaw. You'd be like, nah, he wouldn't do it. Yeah. He wouldn't do it. I know I'm getting into a tangent. By the way, whoever's listening, this has nothing to do with the movie.
Yeah.
The movie basically paints OJ to be guilty in every way. So if you think he's guilty, that's cool. But what I want to say, and help me if I'm missing anyone, the film, besides OJ and the two people that were violently murdered that night in 1994, basically everyone's in the film.
Yeah.
Marsha Clark.
Yeah.
The
lawyers that are left alive.
All the lawyers that are left alive. Mark Furman, which is just amazing to watch.
I'm astounded that he sat down for that.
It's mind-boggling that the dude sat down for that many hours.
Yeah.
It's just as interesting as you would think, the shit that he says.
Yeah.
It's crazy, the shit that he says, as opposed to the shit that's on tape of him saying.
Yeah.
He himself is minimally a sociopath. Minimally.
Yeah.
So you start throwing these things in there. Unfortunately, to me, I don't like Marsha Clark at all. As a person, I think she's a dud. If I was on that jury, I probably would have let him go just because of her. Mm-hmm. That's apparently a huge part of it. Two jurors speak. They're both black women. They both hated her.
Yeah.
I mean, from the
rip. They really put it out there, too.
Yo, but what I'm saying is this woman is 22 years separated from the case with no real reason to lie or to be truthful, and I still don't like her.
Yeah.
I still look at Marsha Clark and I'm like, I mean, I don't loathe her. I don't want her to die or anything, but I'm like, this isn't who you should have put on the case.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and you want to gift wrap it.
There's some great socio-political kind of stuff where, you know, they spent one of the whole episodes is about LA
Rodney
cops,
King,
Rodney King.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? I left that out. I'm glad you covered it.
And it shows you in direct correlation to the point where the old lady juror was like, "You goddamn right. We voted not guilty because of Rodney King."
Yes.
And you say what you want about that, but you understand it.
Remember the part where she just says, Marsha Clark shrugs her shoulders and then gives a thumb down?
Yep. Yeah.
Now, here's something. Well, sometimes I go, don't write me hate mail, but with this one, maybe you will.
Okay.
I sat next to a radio like people used to listen to boxing matches in the 50s because I was in a precarious situation when the OJ trial, the verdict came down.
Yeah.
Let's just say I had to listen to a little radio.
Okay.
They didn't finish the knot of not guilty, and I was mixing the Running Man with the Cabbage Patch with the Worm. And everyone was asking me why, particularly white people. And I said, he just got off for every Mumia, for every Rodney King. Now, we got to balance the scales of justice now. Now, let's say back then. Right now, I don't believe. Right now, currently, 2016, I don't believe OJ is the one that knifed them. I believe he was on the scene. I believe he should have done his bid for his participation, which is another episode. But I don't believe he was the one that went there, you know what I mean, and shivved them. With that said, when he beat that case, that was a victory for every at Ramona Africa, every move,
and I ain't mad at that.
There's a reason you're not mad at that. We both know why. And you know the reason why I'm not mad at that. I'm talking about white America. Any white American listening to this podcast right now is like, their blood's boiling that we're saying this.
Yeah, well.
And I don't care because you have to balance the scales of justice sometimes. As long as
and even that's not balanced. That's a
no. I said try to like Mumia. If Mumia got out tomorrow, he did 30 too many years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like how many people have been exonerated due to DNA testing after 25 bullets? Geronimo Pratt exonerated, died 3 years later, bro.
Yep.
Yo, how many bullets you gonna do? You know what I mean? Now we gotta prove Asada Shakur.
Yeah.
That she didn't do it before, because now she skipped the trial. She got out of the country N-word. But what happens when the DNA comes back and she didn't do it? Are we gonna give her $6 million and a Geronimo Pratt? What they gave him, dog, for like 30 years or whatever he did was minuscule. It was like $2 million. That's like minimum. That's like McDonald's wages for the bullets he did. Well, yeah. So it's OJ Made in America. You and I were big fans. Gavin, you gonna watch it or you gonna no sell? Maybe Kubi. Pablo?
Yep, directed by Ezra Edelman.
Ezra Edelman. Yo, Ezra, well done, my friend. I know we have some mutual friends, so if anyone could tell Ezra, he did a beautiful job on that. Most riveting TV I've seen in a long time. Brilliantly done. Didn't edit it to, lean one way or the other. I think he gave everyone their fair shake.
Yeah.
The scumbags look like scumbags, and the good people look like good people. With that said, this is our second break of the night. You're listening to the Broad Street Breakdown, episode 19. We'll be back in 2 seconds.
Wah, this is Pablo, a.k.a. Professor, a.k.a. P. Jiggy, a.k.a. Biggie Bouffant. Know what I'm saying? When I'm pitting dollar store gel in my hair, dude. Know what I'm saying? I'm listening to the Broad Street Breakdown. Know what I'm saying?
Whatever it takes.
210, 220, whatever it takes. Lord of mercy.
Oh,
God. Don't do the again.
What a break.
I had a good break.
Got a stretch?
Well, I didn't realize how inviting Gavin's back. Whoa, man.
Pop literally.
How inviting Gavin's back gimmick is.
I think I'm in like
until you see the death on the wall.
Like the jungle or something. It's
but
awesome back
busted.
here.
Guess what I told him? Now I'll invite Mimi.
Yeah, she'll party it up.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me, you, her, and Chrissy come down, one gimmick. It's a little party.
I saw that grill. The grill turned me on big
That's
time.
why. What I said to him, I said, yo, man, she makes gravy and meatballs, and we get on that grill. It's a mummy wrap.
Yeah. Last time, I think y'all had like the charcoal gimmick. I ain't doing that. I want the gas pum thing.
The poom poom shorts.
I'll throw some burgers on there like that.
Well, this is the Broad Street Breakdown Ghetto episode, South Philly Macaroni episode. We're at the OG Gavin's home. Peace to everybody who let us live here. I suppose there's nothing more important to talk about than the biz. That's as far as I'm concerned. So, OG, recently we spoke about the draft. And we didn't really know how to feel about it. And since then, something has happened, and I'm just going to throw you the alley-oop, and you tell me how you feel, because you sort of birthed how I felt about things. You put me on to the South and the AWA and stuff like that when I was younger, because I wasn't hip. So I'm going to ask you first and foremost, because we wrote it down, but I'm going to go backwards. In terms of what's going on, Sicko, can you be a little louder with those pages? I can.
Eat some potato chips while you're at it.
Sicko, I can almost. Sicko, I can almost hear myself. Gavin. Yeah, do the that you don't even know how to do the right way. Can you talk a little bit about how you think about Ambrose going over in this last pay-per-view? And what you think about him going over, and what we think, because I'll come in there, about him going over, and Smarks thinking that he's good.
I think a few things. They changed they give the belt to Ambrose at a pay-per-view that is a month before this draft. I think that this draft is going to be it's going to change the whole structure of the business. I feel like we're almost in a holding pattern right now.
Agreed.
Well, something else happened. Roman got busted with a bad piss test. We don't know what the deal is.
All right, well, all right, let me ask this. Do you want to shoot on everything at the same time?
I think it's all tied.
You think it's tied in? Because so do I. I think he pissed dirty.
And they had him drop.
And they had him drop and then made it look like
it was the next day.
It was the next day. I think he pissed dirty the day of the pay-per-view. I think he was going over that night.
Yeah.
But just like you said, holding pattern, it still could have been the same plan.
Right.
He was going over, and he pissed dirty, and they're like, well, you're going to go out there, and you're going to drop the strap, and then we're going to pit you on 30 days' notice, and you're going to come back 2 days after the draft, but before the pay-per-view.
Right.
Now, my question to you is, before you shoot on Ambrose, right now, there's a three-way. On Monday night, right? This coming Monday.
Yeah.
Do they shoot and say, because this is what do they call it, the reality era?
Yeah.
Do they shoot and say, this guy is suspended, we are now making it Ambrose and Rollins? Or do they say, this guy is suspended, but he'll be back? Are they going to, all right, first off, are they going to shoot? Are they going to say, this guy got suspended?
Normally I would say no, but
things have changed.
They were the ones who put it out on their website, to the point that a lot of people are thinking the whole thing's a work, but they're never going to work a wellness policy thing. No fucking way.
I think everything in the whole world will be worked except that.
Yeah.
Because that's not good publicity, because everyone is like, what did he take? Did he do coke?
Guy, yeah.
Did this guy do coke recreationally?
Right.
Or did he do the gas
Yeah.
to look better? Now, how do you, if you're the company, if you're Vince, what do you prefer? That he was doing gas to work better, or that he's so dumb, the dude you've been pushing for 2 years, that he's willing to go out with a girl that looks good and do some and drink? What is, in your opinion?
In my opinion, half the roster's still doing the juice. So, and they let it slide depending on who it is, and you know, get ways to get around it.
So, in your opinion, every time someone gets pinched, wellness wise, it's non-steroid shit. I was doing some coke.
That's where my head goes.
No. I'm not. I'm just, because to me, I see certain people that the way they are built, I know they're on gas.
Of course.
So either you're using a weird gas that we don't know about that can slip through the system,
right?
Because every day I'm stealing your gimmick. This gimmick.
It's a good thing.
If I got to go back, no. But what I'm saying is, maybe you could beat the system because something new, a new HGH, a new something comes. To me, if you get caught in 2016, there's two reasons. You're stupid and you believe the guy training you, or you wanted to get pinched. If you get pinched in boxing in 2016, right? To me, I'm like, you did too. You trusted somebody and they gave you some shit and you didn't know that it wasn't on the because I don't know what is banned and what isn't. Because they can take some shit that's crazy to me and it's legal. That's a whole other story, I think. All right, so get back. So you get back to Roman and all right. But either way, that we agree he's a retard at this point.
Roman?
Yeah, 2 years of a push and you piss dirty. You're a moron.
And he looked good Sunday and Monday.
This dude's starting to work to me.
Like I said, he's getting that edge, that gradual kind of attitude, and that gradual.
Yo, when he was said to the crowd, put to them guys, he said guys because he knows girls like him. Guys, put your beard down and whatever he said.
Yeah,
but I will. This guy is dedicated to work. To me, we used to murder this guy. Like, this is the worst guy of all time.
Yeah.
To me, Ambrose is below him.
All day. Awful. He's awful. I don't understand why anybody's into him. Besides, they're told they're supposed to be.
Because smart marks know that he was in CZW and Evolve, and they think that's what they have to do. And that's how smart marks think. Because they think they're smart, but they're marks.
Right.
Everybody's a mark except me and you.
Yeah.
They're all marks.
I know. I'm with you.
When I say I'm with you, I'm with you.
I mean, I'm with you.
I think.
Go ahead, man. This is where you.
I think it's like I said, it's in a holding. It's in a holding spot right now, and I think that the whole thing. There's no fucking way. I will be shocked if Dean is one of the top guys after this draft. I mean, champion. No fucking way.
Well, we skimmed over it. Do you think what I think, that Roman pissed dirty the day of the pay-per-view?
It makes more sense.
Okay. Now, to me, if you draft the top 4 guys to Raw and the top 4 guys to SmackDown.
Yes.
Make a noise.
I know.
Listen, check it. Top 4 guys to Raw.
Yeah.
Top 4 guys to SmackDown.
Right.
Is Dean in either one of them? To you.
Yes.
To you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. He's not the guy with the strap, though. No fucking way.
Is he towards the bottom of the 4? Because I can probably go 4-4 without Ambrose.
How? For us or for the company?
Wow.
Do
we want to go there?
Saying? Like, if we're talking for the company, yeah, he's one of the top guys. He's money for them.
Okay, so you just Sicko. If you could interject, what do you call when someone shoots holes in your whole theory? Like I got to tuck my chain. Because he's right. For the company, that like people call into certain shows and are like, everyone popped when he came out.
He has the potential right now to make them the most money, almost of anyone.
The most?
He's in the top 3, I'd say.
All right, I'm going to argue with that. I think it goes Brock.
Well, of course. Nobody's on top of Brock.
No. Hey, yo.
Whoa.
Fuck, man. I think it goes Brock.
Yeah.
Cena.
Yeah. Dean.
I think AJ makes more money than Dean.
No fucking way.
How dare you?
Makes more money for the company?
In my head.
No.
How dare you?
No way. Maybe down the line. Maybe a year from now.
Yeah, but he's
right
out.
now. Right now.
What you're telling me to admit is that this guy's over, and I fucking hate it.
I know.
He's the shits.
I know.
His mic work, corny at best. His mic work is corny at best. His character, corny at best. The fucking 5 moves of doom that he has.
He's worse than Cena was at Cena's worst.
Yo, man, right now, I think Cena looks like fucking a prime Flair compared to fucking Ambrose. Tell me more.
The difference between the way we think sometimes and the way some people think sometimes.
Let me tell you, Mean Gene.
Is we can separate the two, our personal feelings with what's.
No, you can more than me.
What's good for the business. And the bottom line is there ain't many motherfuckers on that roster who's more over than Ambrose is.
All right, I'm going to pit you on the spot. This isn't written on the gimmick.
With you.
Top 4 drafts, Raw. What do you take?
Do I got to pick SmackDown too?
No, hold on. Yes. Okay. No, you can't ask that.
Well, I need to know who I'm using for what.
No, you don't.
Fuck.
All right, your 2 number 1s. How's that? Who's your number 1 Raw? Who's your number 1 SmackDown? How's that? More fair?
Yeah.
Cena got to go one or the other, no?
Yeah, Brock and Cena.
Who's your number 2, both places? Seth? And?
Dean.
Fuck, man. What the fuck?
Listen. Am I doing this for business?
Fine,
am I doing
man,
this for
fine,
business
man,
or
business.
for me and you to watch?
Fine. All right, I'm not going to do top 5, but you got to go top 3. Who's 3 for Raw?
AJ?
3 for SmackDown.
3 for SmackDown. Finn.
I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah.
All right, I got to inject some people in there. Ayo.
Go ahead.
Steen.
Oh, fuck.
Yes. Nakamura's got to go somewhere.
Fuck. I forgot about my boy Kevin.
Sicko.
What?
Are you gonna buy the Kevin Owens shirt, or should I buy it?
You should buy it.
So I'll cop it 2X or 3X.
3X.
All right, and then you'll buy me a drink one night.
Absolutely.
We're even. Because God forbid I get any fucking shuttle out of you. It's like fuck. Yeah, it's like fucking.
You should just buy me stuff on general principle.
I will. If you'll wear the coat, Gimmick.
Oh, I'll wear the coat
Like
shirt.
if I buy it and then you don't wear it, I'm gonna have to like.
No, I would wear a
So-
coat shirt.
So all right, real quick. So I like that. So I'm really not mad at your picks. I'm just. I think Kevin Owens. I'll never not call him Kevin Steen. To me, if I'm building, it's Cesaro, it's Steen. It's AJ. Even though he's older, he still works snug. He works real snug. He lays that shit in.
He looks better now than he ever did.
I agree. He did a lot of spot when he was younger. Then I think he learned everything in TNA and got tight. But he was snug. He works real snug. Nakamura, Finn Balor. I like a mix of some older guys. Joe. You never put him over. It's insane to me. But I like Angle in there. I think he got 3 matches left. I think he's got 3.
He's coming back.
No, but what I'm saying is, are they going to come back and he's going to be in a suit and pretend to be Kane?
No. Supposedly he's going to do the deal like Helmsley and Brock, like very limited.
To me, he's got 3 matches left. He's top 5 now. To me, of all time,
Angle?
strictly work.
Heavy.
Kirk Angel?
I won't.
Kirk, when he did that gimmick, when me and you were watching Heavy,
Yeah.
and Jericho was calling people by the wrong names, so we didn't even talk about how we were like totally done with Jericho, and he did a 180, and now he's cutting the greatest shit ever. Anyone who calls people stupid idiots, you're over. That's his gimmick now. He's like, and you stupid idiot. and I text him like, stupid idiot pop, and he's like, oh, all day. All right, so now, for me, personally, putting Dean over, I think Dean is the shits. We went over that. The Roman shit, we went over that.
Yes.
What is left to discuss is the work that we've been talking about for our show. This podcast has been airing like 6, 7, 8 months or whatever. But years before that, we've been discussing the work between Vince McMahon and Dana White and all in between.
If the Brock Lesnar deal for UFC 200 does not prove to you that the whole thing is a fucking work, then you're just choosing not to believe it.
I'm gonna say something a little more direct than the OG because everybody knows, unless you're stupid, between the fucking girl Ronda Rousey and Brock and Punk. I'm gonna tell you something crystal clear. I'm gonna be clear as day. MMA is a work. There's people on record that admit it's a work. MMA is a work. If you believe otherwise, you're a sucker. Text me about that. Tweet me about that. You're a sucker. It's a work. It's been a work. It all spawned from Japanese strong style. Dana studied that. If you don't know that, you're a fucking dun-dun.
And Dana's brilliant at what he does.
And Dana is brilliant at what he does, and it's why he's worth $150 million, and it's why he pays his fighters $100,000 to fight, while mid-card boxers are getting $600,000 to fight. Dana's most famous fighters make ubats. Nothing.
Except maybe Brock. I think Brock's calling his own shots at this point.
I'm telling you that these people know the names of MMA fighters, all their money, the majority of their money is made from outside ventures.
Sponsorships.
Ronda Rousey makes more money from the commercials that she makes on TV.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I saw a breakdown of her money at one point for one fight, and you're right, more than half of it was made outside of the fight itself.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I'm a bit confrontational about this is because I know the fight game.
Yeah.
So I see when people do the, like, boxing's dead, MMA rules. I'm like, yeah, step up 300 million more, and maybe we'll get into that argument. Maybe we'll get into that argument then. Sicko, you alive over there?
I'm alive.
You taking a nap?
He's ready for his WA.
What's that mean?
Word association. He waits
I mean, he
all-
looks a little bit asleep to me.
Nah, he's
Pete.
waiting. He's waiting. He waits all week for this. This is where he shines. He
What's
got.
that?
I mean,
He goes to the internet. He writes down proper nouns, and then he fucking gets them in a row. Bing bang boom.
So, well,
What? Real quick. What do you talk about lottery? You talking about because now there's a split? People.
all right. So I'm
people-
gonna bust it down for anyone who doesn't know what the fuck we're talking about, but quick.
Or draft. I mean, you said draft.
So basically, what they're doing, you remember SmackDown from back in the day,
Yeah.
because you've been on for a while.
Yeah.
For like the last million years, it's been taped. So people, including Gavin, don't watch it because you can just read the results online.
Gotcha.
So they were like, yo, man, we're going to start generating more money, more ad revenue, all that. We're going to make SmackDown live. So now it's Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live on Tuesdays. So you need good workers on both nights,
right.
but they can't work 2 nights in a row in a
Nah,
crazy
same
match.
people can't. Right.
So what they're pretending to do is like, the NBA draft, the NFL.
Yeah.
They're pretending to do that
Okay,
gimmick.
okay.
So we're saying, yo, who's gonna go here?
Gotcha.
And one thing we didn't cover: are you gonna split up tag teams like Enzo, who I showed you?
Yeah. I had the wifey watching it last week.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See what I'm
She was
saying?
popping
They're
hard.
selling.
Yo,
it
guess
as-
who? Guess who wrote me a text about Monday Night Raw? You'll never guess. Real quick, just throw a name out that you know.
I'm gonna say.
I don't know.
The Lenny.
Whoa.
Wow.
My
Is he
brother's
back in?
He ain't gonna admit to that, but if you write him and be like, "I heard you were watching Raw," he's gonna know. He's gonna be like, he's like, "This AJ Styles guy's haircut, I hate it." And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, he should either cut it or he should grow it long like heavy metal." And he's like, "He's doing this on purpose." So I was like, "Wait a second, he's watching a little bit."
Yeah.
And I was like, "It doesn't matter, because he's the best in the ring." And he wrote, "I'll be the judge of that." And I was like, whoa. Then I'm like, all right, it's over. Like, he played his prank on me. He's like, this guy shouldn't be on the mic. And I was like, whoa.
So he's back.
I mean, like, is he in or is he out? Like,
You're never out.
Kubi, no. Because and right now, there's not, like, my brother's a huge football fan, a huge basketball fan, now everything's dead.
Nothing.
So I think he sniffed around like, oh, these guys are talking all that jazz. Let me sniff around here.
If you're flipping and you tune in at the right time, you're good for a good 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
I'm just telling you,
That's how I get it.
my mom is Enzo Amore and Big Kazmark. Like, she's like, tell me when they're on and I'm in.
Right.
So I don't do that. I just send her the clips because
Right.
she don't got time for none of that business. But I'm like, yo, like I could get Pablo and Sicko in real quick. Like, it's nothing. That ain't nothing to me to Lord Emmett.
All right.
So where did that start?
So
Where
I
was it
asked you,
going?
I asked you about the draft.
About
You
the
explained
draft.
it, so I get it.
So they're trying. They're also trying to. It's going to be two separate companies. It's its own competition. You know what I mean?
Yes.
There
Like,
won't
yo,
there'll be very little.
A cross promotion.
Right.
It's basically they're trying to be like, Vince is like, I'm gonna make my own ECW.
Yeah, it makes sense.
You know what I mean?
course it
Because
does.
he's
Absolutely.
So what? But my question to Gavin was, are they gonna split tag teams up? All right, we got Enzo and Cass. These dudes are of young people. Now I don't mean the top guys. Of young dudes, the most over.
Yeah.
Do you separate them? Do you bring Carmella up? Do you bring them? You know what I mean?
I think it's going to be such a different thing than what it is now. It's going to change everything. So that's why I think everything again is kind of on hold right now.
No, agreed. Well, I mean, I think we covered the biz. I think anybody who got heat with this, well, we say it's unfortunate that you have heat with it because what we say is right. I got a shout out to my girl Amy, who's a super duper wrestling mark. She trains in jiu-jitsu and all that shit. She knows the ROH guys. Amy, what up? You like Roman because he's a hunk and he's starting to begin to work a little bit, right?
Not for 30 days, but
Yeah, because he did the gimmick.
after
the gimmick is done. Shout out to everybody who hits up Sicko or me or Gavin for the biz. If you hate it, tell us too. and
We'll ignore you.
and we'll not listen to
much.
that. Well, I guess I have to piss,
Okay.
but I don't want to stop the recording. So,
We'll vamp.
You're what?
We'll vamp. while you
No,
go.
it's word association. So you got to pit that over because I have heat. I'm gonna no. This is what I should do. I should speak my piece, and then you
Like the
you
fire,
guys
and then-
right.
Yes.
All right. So when we started this word association, it was word association in 5 words or less. Completely co-signed it. Gavin, Pop, we were like, this is a brilliant idea. Co-added this, like, this is why the 4 of us do this. I'm no selling that from now on.
No selling what?
5 words.
So speak your mind.
What I'm going to say is right now is the response for me. If you guys want to live by the law, I break rules, man. I don't make it. I do it. You make a rule. Pazzy walks in a room, whips out his whack, and takes a pee on it.
I've seen it.
How dare you? Now, what I'm saying is, for me, what I'm going to do is, you give me a gimmick, I'm going to give a thought. It's not going to be long-winded. It's not going to be a paragraph. I'm going to be like, gimmick. That, like, might be 8 words. Sicko has a problem with it. Now,
No, not at all.
No. Now, all of you speak on it. And
Let's
whether
just
or not,
change the name to Thought Association. That's
how
all.
dare you? Why? Does it say 5 words?
I think very rarely do we do 5 words anyway.
I don't think we ever have
Near
since the beginning.
impossible. I'm pretty good with 6.
I can't hear you.
I think
I think you're the only one that really ever comes close to it. You like
No, me.
you're down. No, not you.
Asshole.
You don't ever come close to 5 ever.
No.
How dare you?
I got no problem with it. I got no problem with it at all.
he's got his driver's cap on tonight.
Oh, I'm so glad we got cameras for this.
Can you put that over there so I don't see beforehand?
Yeah,
Right.
that's the old
You'll be
stuff.
cheating.
You're not seeing anything new.
Okay.
I haven't gotten to the page.
So
It's the same 20 lists from last time, Jeff.
Shut up.
He didn't put any new names in. He just circled them around.
Jerry
Wait.
Seinfeld.
Get the reaction, even though we got the...
Dude,
Quickly.
gotta take a whiz.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Vinny.
You just did that.
Vinny. Larry David.
Gavin. Dika. Whoa.
I always gotta have a WA hat.
I mean, proper skin for, like,
Yeah.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Or
say what he did?
yeah.
What did I say last night?
Yep.
Did I not?
Yeah.
Exact words?
Yep.
Finn Balor came out with, he's like our main dude, came out with the Fred kicks
Okay.
and the gimmick all the way up. Like,
What?
proper skin.
Dig it. Proper road boy.
So what's, I mean, what
Big
do
Ron so let's go.
I mean, why y'all couldn't,
Pablo.
Pablo. Descendants.
I don't think I like this game anymore.
Gavin, my wang.
Pablo told me it was some.
Oh, no.
It's fucking Kabasa. That is
Cabasa. Pablo told me it was Cabasa.
Pablo told me it goes down about this far.
Oh.
No.
Wow.
Oh, come on.
Fucking gross.
Wow.
Pazzy. Dika.
Fuck. Jerry Seinfeld.
Boy, I'm taking a beating on this episode.
Which way are you gonna go, sicko?
It's for you to decide.
I don't care.
The clock is chiming.
That's the word association chime.
Dika,
It's our sound effect.
Dika.
All right. I'm ready.
Lord.
That means Jeff wants to go first.
I'll go.
He ain't scared.
Nope.
All right, Tina Fey.
She is from Philadelphia.
Lord.
Oh, that's hard. Vinny, Tina Fey.
I'll tell you why I have like serious heat.
With Tina Fey?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's a smart girl, and she went to a high school, and she did all these gimmicks, and then somehow, because she's smart and a good writer, like started getting called hot, and it was like in the People magazine, like top 100 beautiful people. Like, she ain't pretty. Sorry, I don't mean I'm good looking, so don't write.
I think she's okay. I don't think.
So you'd put her in the top 100
No, not at all.
good looking people in the world.
Not at all. But I think she's okay looking.
Leaping from okay looking to being in People magazine.
No, that's
gimmicks.
ridiculous.
Brilliant. In love with her. I love Tina Fey.
P all day. I do too. I like her.
And yeah.
Who said I didn't like her?
No,
I said
was
people-
agreeing with him.
Look, man.
Next one, Sicko. Keep it going.
Wes
What
Anderson.
happens? Yeah.
Les Anderson.
Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson.
From WKRP Cincinnati.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
I don't even know who the fuck that
Fucking
is.
did this one before. You fucking sicko, man. Phones it in.
He did not do this one before because I don't know who that is.
I know what he did.
Thomas
He did P.T.
Anderson.
Anderson.
Right.
Idiot.
Is he know something?
I don't know who that is. You. So now it's on you.
So for me, started at Bottle Rocket for me. I think Royal Tenenbaums is one of the most brilliant films I've ever seen. Nothing he does is whack to me. Everything he's ever done, the way his cinematography is brilliant, his writing is brilliant. Royal Tenenbaums probably in my top 10. Don't hold me to that, but probably.
Rushmore in my top 5.
Nice. David Cross.
The comedian guy?
Yeah.
Don't care.
Oh, I care. 2 words. There's so many.
I know.
For argument's sake and the easiness sake, I'll say Mr. Show.
That was way more than 2 words.
I said, no. Now we're gonna go back. Before I made a urination, I said, I'm done with your fucking rules, man.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you think I won't leap over this table?
David Cross.
Big fans of Mr. Show.
That was mine.
It's all
fuck is
falling
going
apart.
on,
We were
man?
doing so well. and
Yo,
now
I'm
it's
like,
all
yo, 2 words, Mr. Show. He's like, favorite show, Mr. Show. Like, yo, man, it's not. If I'm to be held in a cage, then so should he.
So, wait, let me do it again. Was excellent in Kung Fu Panda.
All right, man. He was.
Michael Rappaport.
He's in the beginning of that H2O video.
Love that he's a hip hop, hardcore New York dude.
Currently trying too hard.
I'm with him. I'm with him.
Interesting.
I'm not.
I had to do the unfollow on his fucking Instagram.
Yeah, it's
like
ad
every
nauseam.
every 5 seconds.
It's ad nauseum.
Indeed.
Ad nauseous.
Both.
Orson Welles.
What's a gong?
Vinny.
If I pontificate, are you going to complain or
No,
should I
no,
do
you
the
can
5
complain.
words?
Do whatever you want. It's your show.
Well, now, even though I'm allowed to pontificate, I got to make it short.
It's a deal.
No, you don't. It's your show. Do whatever you want.
Keep up to your show where you want. Like I won't leap over this table and put you in a fucking deathlock.
Cobra clutch.
I mean, camel clutch. Make humble.
All clutches.
You know what, man? I'm not gonna fucking hold myself, man. When I took that way, I said I'm gonna shoot. Here's what Orson Welles did. At 25 years old, he made the best film ever made. The rest of his life was him trying to catch up with himself.
Have you ever actually watched Citizen Kane?
Conservatively 15 times.
I've never watched it.
Conservatively. That's on the low ball. You took my hat off and you put it on the table. It's the worst fucking luck you can ever do.
Is this fucking Drugstore Cowboy? Hats on beds.
No, bro. This is
died.
like,
Chick died, man. That's not funny.
yeah.
That's
Pit it
fucked
on.
up.
First off, it looks good on you.
I can't see myself.
Backwards, you can't. He popped me with that.
I mean, he's fine.
Sicko, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What's a gonk? I mean, I jacked that from OG,
That's
but
all right.
and also, what are these frozen peas?
I have not seen a single movie of his.
It's a shame.
I don't think I have either.
It's a shame.
The Deftones.
The Deftones.
The Deftones.
Who the fuck cares?
Jeez.
You heard me.
Well, there you go. There's your answer.
What up, Chino?
I, in all honesty, I don't even know who they are.
Nobody's mad at your answer.
Okay.
Love Board. Love that first record. Love them dudes, man. Love them dudes.
Do I need to listen to them?
No.
I
mean, if this needs to turn into a shit show, because it's the three of y'all against me, and then you're gonna do like the production's too good, and my cunt hurts because they do with a good producer.
We don't like.
No, because you're like,
I
finger my
asked you-
clit
I
because
asked
the
you-
production's good. Fucking all jerk jobs.
I asked
You're
you-
the reverse of my brother.
didn't even say. All I said was Deftones.
Oh, I was watching you all day.
Say a
Bob.
word.
You can listen to
Yeah,
whatever
you
want
play.
to listen to.
First off, settle the fuck down. Second off, me and Gavin will be talking about a record. I'll fucking shoot it over to Lenny, and he no-sells it because the production wasn't good. My brother's like, if these guys had good production, they'd be awesome about the Misfits. I'm like, if they had good production, they'd fucking blow.
You never would have heard of them.
Yeah. Oh, this gimmick's getting jacked.
Yeah.
I mean, because I look like a lot of mercy.
Deftones?
My wife hates him.
Wow.
I mean,
You burned me
know
the
who
first
they
CD,
are.
and I was rocking it, and she was like, "Could you mind turning this off?" And she like never says that.
take a walk.
Robin Harris.
Robin Harris. I hate.
I
this
like
list
this
of
new
that.
gimmick of repeating the gimmick.
With, like, incredulity. Like,
Yeah, you say something and he throws it back as a
how
question.
dare you?
No, you're like,
What is this
you're like
nonsense?
chicken wings. He's like, chicken wings?
Who's Robin Harris?
Should I go?
Yes.
Can't hang, little fucker.
Thank you.
Would have been the greatest comedian of all. One of the greatest comedians of all time if he didn't die.
I'm off my game tonight.
Can't hang.
I mean, can't hang, little
Baby
fucker.
Kid. You don't know
Baby
Baby Kid,
kid.
Jeff?
Baby kid.
No test tube,
House
baby.
party? The dad.
But you don't like Dolomite?
Follow the drip. Follow the drip.
I like him.
All right. How about Artie Lang?
Gavin. Artie Lang.
Yeah. Artie Lang.
Do your thing. Artie Lang.
Artie Lang? I like Artie. I like Artie.
Do I gotta? Matter of
Are we
fact,
doing the? Are we? Gonna,
hold on.
All right.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, okay. I like
Okay.
it. I like the whoa, whoa, whoa.
It is my not thought, knowledge
Yeah.
that you were shooting on him recently.
I was, and it's also your thought and knowledge that I went back on that, and we started to reconsider some of the opinions of some of the ousted people. Had we not?
Fine.
Thank you. So right now, I'm not mad at Artie.
Fine.
You're up.
Vinny.
No, he has to.
Oh,
I don't. No, I don't go until he
yeah.
until he does the gimmick.
Vinny, Artie Lang.
Vinny. Artie Lang.
Every time Artie talked on that show, I felt like one of my greaseball family members was talking. I loved Artie. Through all the whatever that's going on with Howard and them, I love Artie.
Professor.
Was part of the greatest era of Stern ever, and it was a shame that he went out the way he did.
And I'm not mad at that.
Gavin. Elton John.
Elton John. Love Elton John.
All day.
Brilliant performer. Brilliant songs. Enjoy him. He's still standing.
I like that.
Thank you.
Pazzy. Elton John.
It's not much different, than, I would say, than what Gavin did. Brilliant guy. Him and Bernie Taupin, brilliant songs. He reminds me of my mom, because my mom fucking loves Elton, like, all day. But my mom pits over anybody who's gay. But like,
gay?
Yeah, nice.
I see how I just throw the it's softball lops.
Yeah.
No, but my mom loves. I mean, Hold Me Closer, Tony Danza is one of my favorite gimmicks.
So you stole my gimmick because I was going to go, hold me closer, Tony Danza. But instead I'll say Awesome Scene and Almost Famous where they're singing this song.
Was that the same song? Was that what song?
They're not singing that song. They're singing...
I know what
yeah,
you're
they
talking
are singing
about.
that song. They are singing that song.
That's like one of
in
my
the bus.
favorite movies that
Yes, it
I'm
is.
embarrassed to admit.
I love that fucking movie.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah.
I watch it every time.
There's no reason to be embarrassed. That was well done, bro.
Yeah, but it's like,
Nah, it ain't, man. It's good.
I love
Sicko.
Through and through.
Sicko.
I know, really.
Like, take it down a notch, man. With like,
you're not that important. Life's not that
like,
important.
bro, man, nobody like thinks you just like OD on like intellectualism, man. Like, why watch
I don't
this?
think anybody's got to worry about that.
Well, we don't, but I think you think you. Yo, man, I'm selling.
Is this a 5-panel hat?
Yeah, like I'm gonna.
I need to get one.
No. I'm gonna get them for you.
Alright, because this Jones is a little detailed.
You gimmick it.
Oh, it's got a thing?
Yeah, man. What do you think? I'm a dumbbell?
I can't see.
Hold me closer, tiny penis.
Gavin.
Sicko.
Sicko. Dika dika.
Tito Santana.
Oh. I like that song, that's not Black Magic Woman.
Tito Santana.
The wrestler.
Not Carlos?
Yo, man, what's going on tonight, man?
Tito
I thought
Santana?
you were being.
Arriba.
Whoa.
Yo,
I just heard
I gotta
in
speak.
all honesty,
I gotta
okay.
speak close.
In all honesty,
I've known this motherfucker since I was been a bambino. He never been off point. Tonight,
I'm
off point.
I thought he was doing a Pablo thing.
no,
I'm gonna keep it a beat.
I'll be totally honest with you. All I heard was Santana in my head.
I'm gonna
went to
tell you.
Carlos
I'm gonna
Santana.
tell you the deal, man. We came into his crib and rattled his whole world.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
No, it's
If you
not.
deny it, we're
It's
fighting
not
on the
true.
street.
We can fight right now on the table.
No, not right now.
Through the table. On the table.
All my stuff's
Pablo and Sicko throw money at us.
No,
It'd be
no.
awesome.
Here's what they got to do. They
Yeah.
got to be. They
Right.
got to be 10. Well, he said racks, so Pablo throws 10,000.
Yeah.
So
need
$10,000,
a lot of
5,000
racks.
each in front of the gimmick, and we just swing, and whoever goes first.
All right.
All right,
man.
Tito. Here's what I'm gonna say about Tito.
Yeah.
Tic tac dick. Grasshopper balls.
Right.
Fuck you. You know self.
Arriba.
I like his song Devil Woman.
See, man, it's like
Gavin.
Kevin.
Eric Fred Norris.
Oh. Probably my all-time favorite Stern
Absolutely.
person. Fred rules.
Pazzy. Fred Norris.
his name is Eric. Why do you have to change his name? He lives upstairs from me. It's just another wacky name. I like the way my brain looks on my credit cards and books. Please don't ask me why I'm strange. Please don't ask me why I'm strange.
Pablo. Shovel Boy Fred Norris.
Was it his original name, Moondog? Eric? Yeah, he's brilliant. He deserves a documentary.
That's true. Gavin.
That don't look fly.
I like that.
See?
Yeah.
Archie Bunker.
Okay, Italiano.
I tried, told you.
Yeah.
Archie
They're doing
Bunker?
their own show over there.
Archie Bunker?
Archie Bunker.
Probably the most brilliant TV character of all time. The only heel, the greatest sympathetic heel of all time.
I like that.
I'm gonna get emotional. Like, it was my pop's favorite show. I would sit on his lap. We would watch Archie Bunker. We didn't call it All in the Family. We called it Archie Bunker.
Yeah.
All in the Family. Then we will watch Sanford and Son. My pop was a huge Red Fox mark. My pop loved Red Fox. So we would do Archie and then Sanford and Son. And then over dinner, my pop would just call everyone a big dummy.
Yeah.
I mean, like he had no choice.
Big fan, still watch it today.
Yeah.
As I'm a fan of racist humor, it's like.
I mean, so I'm gonna keep it a bean. Like you come at me anyway, racist. I think it's
I mean,
fine.
Dad Sanford and Son, the Jeffersons. I mean, that's
I'm
all
with
I
you.
watched back
I'm
in
with
the
you.
day.
Give
That's
me
the
all
way
kind.
yeah.
Yo, shit on me. Shit on
Yeah.
white people.
Yeah.
That shit is official,
best.
but it's a little bit. I guess people got a little bit touchy feely, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was.
Is that what you would call it? Like touchy feely, a little sensitive.
Well,
PC?
I mean, they were kind of just sticking in people's face. Like,
Oh, I mean, Archie OD.
Yeah.
Like he dropped, and he called everybody everything.
But then it went, you know, it showed what a bigot he was, and then he was like, "I'm an idiot." You know what I'm saying?
Of
Like,
course, of course.
Same with Fred. I mean, Fred was
Dog,
a
Fred-
bitch too, and he got put in his place.
Dog,
all the time.
Fred kept it.
Yeah.
I mean, we can go into episodes. We'll do that later.
Yeah.
Gavin. Lars Ulrich.
Now, I think this is a repeat.
Have we done more?
Is it possible? No, I'm not saying it is. Is it possible?
Anything's possible.
Because I got something to say. If this has never been brought up before,
I honestly don't remember.
all right. So proceed.
But it's way down on my list, so I don't think.
Anyone who sues their fan base. I got to. I don't. Fuck Lars.
All right, I got something to say. I'll put him up against the Sublime.
Damn it, I was going to do that.
Oh.
You're saying who's worse?
I got a
Calling
who's
it
worse.
Who's worse? For the strat. For the
For
champion.
the strat. Who's worse, Lars Ulrich? What's the correct way to say it? Because let's say it the other way. Do you think he says Ulrich or Ulrich?
I think he says Ulrich.
So we're going to call him Ulrich.
All right, I'm with it.
Lars Ulrich or Sublime?
I mean, you already know mine.
Blow?
I'm going to go with Lars. Because Sublime, I could be like, you're jerk-offs, but I can ignore you. This Lars guy, you can't fucking ignore. You just want to punch him in the face.
Sicko?
I think Lars is the worst person ever in the history of the world. So.
Gavin?
Lars.
I don't got to speak. Y'all already beat me out. Lars, new
We have a
champ. Who, ladies and germs,
Champion!
we have a new champion. He goes by the name of Lars Ulrich. If it's Ulrich, I'm calling him Ulrich. If it's Ulrich, I'm calling him Ulrich. You fucking dildo strapper. Where were we though? That was so go to the next name.
All right.
Since
No, it was yeah. So Miles Ulrich would be Jim Brewer's Lars Ulrich impression is classic.
I don't think I
yeah, but he's friends with them. Like he
The
right.
last one, he like.
Yeah, but it's like. So is that taken away? Is Lars Ulrich all worse?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's all I was asking.
yeah. I was just commenting on my turn.
All right, pal. You're working. I like you. I'm with you.
6 panel piece trying to get us
Five panel
panel
Pablo.
6-panel P.
5 panel Pablo
Pablo.
Professor.
5
just like-
panel Pablo.
5 panel Pablo back pistol
Yeah,
baby.
yes.
See, it's gimmicks
That'll be
all
part of
day.
my- yeah, I'll isolate that.
How's this gimmick look? Do I look Jamaican?
You look like a normal, old guy.
What if I'm like turn it
You're doing like that, it's a little-
Follow me, you know.
Gavin.
Gavin, gimmick.
Harley Flanagan.
Age of Quarrel. Brilliant record.
Pazzy. Harley Flanagan.
Lower East Side. Exterminators.
Agree with the OG.
All right. Gavin. Charlie Murphy.
Fuck.
Charlie
Yeah,
Murphy.
it's.
It would be tough for me to think of someone funnier,
Okay.
including his brother. He's funnier than his brother.
At this point, yeah. Charlie Murphy. Vinnie Paz. Charlie Murphy.
Prince.
Blouses.
Terrific comic, doesn't even need to use the Murphy name.
Yeah.
Just say shit. Doesn't need it.
Yeah.
To me, doesn't need a
He's
set.
a dude who just talks and he's funny.
He's got that funny face.
Yeah.
He's got the mad face.
He's
but
got
it's really funny.
the this bull might shank me or might crack me up.
Exactly. Gavin. Gary Shandling.
This is a repeat, I feel like.
Yep.
If,
We did
okay, HBO show was funny. If your answer is the same, go ahead, do it.
This is the theme to Gary
This is a
Show, the
repeat.
opening theme to Gary Show. Gary called me up and I was about to run his theme song. It's on a bun, man, the part to where I start to whistle. Opening theme to Gary Shandling Show.
That was well done.
Hey now!
Nice. Nice.
That's a high five. I don't do high fives or hand
That was a
claps.
high five.
But but Hank, could you not do the hey now?
But that's what I do.
But that's what I do. But you can't use it in a sentence. Well, use it in a sentence. Well, he's here. Hey now. Yeah, but that isn't in the sentence. Gavin is right. I definitely did opening theme, the Gary Shandling Show.
Right.
Why would I sing that if not?
Right.
Vinny, theme shows.
Vinny. Vinny. How often do I repeat myself?
Vinny, random theme songs.
Gavin. How often do I repeat myself? Pablo. What?
So let's put it out there. Gimmick Gang, when you know Sicko is repeating stuff in word association, call it out.
Call it out.
We need to know what episode he said it in.
Yes, all of that. Go in. Hard body, Ayo, whatever.
Gavin.
If Gavin.
Lars Ulrich.
Gavin.
Wait. Did we do that before?
Gavin. Do you have a face?
Tito Santana.
Gavin. Carlos Tito.
12th grade algebra.
Banged his cousin in algebraic gimmicks.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sicko.
Are we still going?
I mean, we got no place to. He's in his house.
Gavin.
Yeah.
Hunter Thompson.
Ah, dude. Stop it.
Vin.
Called 9/11.
Still don't understand the Las Vegas movie.
Not mad at that.
No.
We do this one. Roman Polanski. Gavin.
Oh, he's gonna flip his shit. Like you touched on some shit.
Yep.
Like he's tired, and then he's not gonna be.
Piece of shit. Child molester. Fuck him.
How is he still alive? Vinny. Roman Polanski.
Brilliant filmmaker. Shocking that he got away with what he got away with. Illmatic that he was like, yo, I'm a pedophile, but I'm just going to move to this country, and everyone's okay with it. He kind of pulled off the illest move ever. Like, did some real foul shit. Brilliant filmmaker, and is walking around a millionaire and lamping, and from where I know, in Switzerland. It's kind of ill. It's kind of ill to be that much of a dirtbag and be like, yeah, this 13-year-old girl, I drugged her and raped her, and now I'm lamping, and she's fucked in the head.
And I'm still revered as one of the greatest.
Well, and then we get into the whole subject of Polanski and Woody Allen are just revered, like, everywhere, and they did what they did.
There's a whole thing like what's his name? Woody's one of Woody's kids, the boys.
Yeah.
Going on this fucking crusade about him.
Yeah, well, the thing you got to get there is, and of course I'm not defending him again. So as I always say, don't write me hate mail. Everybody, like we talked about somewhat earlier, everybody in a one family is loco. So you got to sort of be like, who?
Yeah.
Like, Woody did some foul shit, but is this true? Like, yo, you know what does that make any sense? Like, yo, you're crazy. But if this guy's crazy too,
yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like, it's his son. his son basically tried to get into the world of film too and failed. So is he trying to OD on this to get in there or get like I don't know. What he did with foul ball, Woody Allen all day, foul ball. Polanski, like I kind of might find out where he is when I'm over there and murder him.
He's fucked. Pablo.
I'm conflicted with him because I feel you on 100%, and Woody Allen I fucking hate. But this Polanski, I just like his movies. Like, I love Chinatown.
Bro, Polanski's...
Fucking Knife Gate is fucking awesome. Pianist is good.
Bro,
Ghost Rider's good.
Bro, Polanski's ill.
But that stuff's inexcusable. But if you saw the HBO documentary...
As I did.
That the L.A... Just like the OJ stuff, they were trying to like.
No, but what I'm saying,
the whole law was against him.
All right, let's
go.
Like,
he was like, I'm not getting a fair trial. That's why I'm bouncing.
All right, let's
go. He probably
go.
would have served. He probably would have did his
deal, bullet and then been out.
But they 13. Saw she was 13.
LA 13.
She was 13, asshole. 13. Don't fucking play games with that.
What I'm saying is,
13.
He would have did the time for the 13 legit, but he felt that the man was going against him.
Now I know what he's saying.
I do too, but she was 13, period.
No, but he's saying he should have just took that bullet.
Yeah.
All right, so Sicko, before we move on. So here's what I'm going to ask you guys, though. Not to get, like, too off. So, to rear a little bit off, are you able to enjoy someone's work that's a fucking dirtbag? Because I am.
For him, I am. For most people, I'm not.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
No. Yeah. What I'm saying is, take the garbage in your hand, throw it out.
Yeah.
Throw Polanski out.
Yeah.
We're talking about rappers. We're talking about punk rock. We're talking about historically our whole worlds. Are y'all able to go, this guy, whatever?
Sometimes.
Because like, yo, man. Like, I was in Gavin's crib at one point, and he was playing me some Gigi Allen Jones, and I was like, this is all right. Yeah. But that guy is, like, wasn't a good person.
Yeah,
to me, like, then there's other people, I'm like, this guy, I know, like, they're not, can I separate myself? So let's just go one-word answer around the room. Can everyone separate themselves from the person to the music? Pablo?
Sometimes.
Cool. Sicko?
Kerry King.
Oh.
You're supposed to be like, ask it back. Kerry King? Like you're angry that he asked you that.
No Sleep Till Brooklyn video.
All right. Vinny. Kerry King.
Complicated.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
That's why I went that
Hate that he's in my favorite band because he's a fucking cock.
He's a strapper.
Like, biggest strapper cock ever, and he's in my favorite band.
Yeah.
How do I...
Yeah.
What's that called, Sicko? How do I... reconcile that?
Yeah, I would like to know why he needs to be such a cock, because he's pretty much has his
He thinks he's tough.
Yeah.
He thinks he's tough. And Gavin will back me up. Like the drop on him is he thinks he's tough.
He really
because he's never around people that are like, oh, we're bop. Like he's never around that. He's around people that he does this and they're like, oh, it's Kerry King. Yeah. Like he ain't backstage with me because I'll be like, you're my
last one. Matt Dillon.
Fucking super mark.
Yeah, me too. Like one of my all-time favorite actors.
Rumblefish, The Outside.
If you blow my gimmick with the next one, I'm leaving.
I'm giving it to you.
Hey, yo.
Like, there you go, pal.
Pazzy, Matt Dillon.
My bodyguard.
Thank you.
I gave it to you.
I know, but get your life together.
Because we're friends.
Go for the nose. Pablo, Matt Dillon.
Very classic American actor. Love him. I just said Drugstore Cowboy 10 minutes ago.
That's right.
Just shows he goes.
Oh, can I pit some over the Gavin and I pit up? If you're not a fan, watch the first season of Wayward Pines.
Absolutely.
That's what I thought.
Sean watched that.
No,
I didn't watch it.
I knew he was going my body.
Well, what's happening now is it's season 2, and Gavin's not following the rules of our relationship. So I'm like, yo, so you watch this tonight? And he was like, my arm hurt. I'm like, yo, man.
True. I can't even say anything.
I'm like,
My arm hurt.
no, but I'm like, yeah, but you watched it, right? And he's like, Chopper was barking. I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't have to do with what I'm doing. And he's like, yeah, things happened. I'm like, yo, man, like catch up or like we ain't friends, I guess.
I watched 1.5 so far.
I mean, like,
I'm upset that Matt's not in it anymore.
I'm trying to told you that once you get to
I know.
see, I mean, you're not listening.
Who's in this one now?
Dude.
The dude from the drug gimmick, and he ain't bad. Like that's the beef I have. With
He ain't bad, but he ain't Matt. My friend Matt.
Fine. Jason Patrick, you know that dude?
Fine actor.
Patrick Bates.
Back me up. He ain't bad, man. Like he ain't a D.
I can't think of
But
it.
all right, but would you believe me that he ain't a D? Like he ain't like it's not like Mark Wahlberg.
That's true.
He's not a D.
Yeah, right. But you're
He's
still
not
like
Big M. Big
see,
M.
I mean
That should have popped you, man.
no, because I'm mad at what's going on. But
Call me Big M.
Big M. Sicko,
Yes, Vin.
are you familiar with Dear Vin?
I think I am.
Do you like that?
I enjoy it very much.
Pablo.
It's the favorite segment of everyone.
All right. So we're all in agreement that I shouldn't read people's real names.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Okay.
We're ridiculing them enough.
If you keep coming at me, I'm going to read your real name though. So beware. I'm looking at the beware. Like I'll take the one out because you're dumb. You keep pestering me. Real name. This is from a guy called
What's his name?
Now this is what he says to me.
Dear Vin.
Dear Vin. Box cutter, Pezzy Hud, big dog.
And that's it.
End of the message.
That's the end of the message. I like this guy.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Short and sweet. To the point.
Did I read that wrong?
Box cutter.
Pezzy.
Hud. Big dog.
Okay.
Dear Vin.
He got his point across, I think.
Dear Vin.
Dear Vin.
Hello.
Okay.
That was the first one. I let it live.
Okay.
I wasn't feeling it.
Hi.
I was in a bad mood.
All right.
Hello. Hello. And I'm like, I don't want to talk to anybody. Next one. How are you?
This is 2 emails.
Each one is separate.
Okay.
Wow.
You have to understand that. Because whoever watches this and goes, oh, this guy just wrote you a proper note. No, this is like, hello. Snubbed him. How are you? Snubbed him. Dear Vin. I'm an Iranian.
Okay.
Good for you.
It's a nice declarative sentence.
And I love you.
Aw.
Yo, man. I'm with you.
He loves you. Okay.
I got no heat with that.
I see nothing wrong with this thus far.
I have a question. Now in my head, I'm like, no.
Here we go.
Now gimmicks are happening.
All right.
Now,
All right.
now I'm playing with Edgar.
What's his question?
I'm texting with Gavin. He's telling me who's going to go in the draft. What's your idea about Iran and Iranian people? Thanks, with a heart.
What's your idea?
Yes.
What is your idea? I'm curious.
What is my idea? My idea is you live in Iran.
You're an Iranian person.
You're an Iranian person.
Shiki
fuck your
baby
mother.
left the Iran.
Shiki baby's from there. You speak Farsi. There's a lot of hot girls in there. And why are you bothering me? Anybody heat with that problem?
No.
Nah.
Dear Vin, I don't hear any new music deliveries from you, Vinnie P. What is going on? You are the greatest rapper alive in my eyes. Please don't fall off.
He's got career advice for you.
You are posting more shit. I don't mean literal shit.
Okay.
On Facebook, which you know has little influence on your supporters. You were put on this planet to make music. Don't ever forget your purpose here.
Oh, well, there you go. Don't ever forget.
This guy, fuck your mother. You don't tell me what my purpose here is. I know my purpose.
I like that he said music delivery like you're the milkman.
Fuck your mother. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to deliver music while fucking your mother.
Knock on his door.
I'm going to knock.
Music man.
And he's
Hello?
going to answer. I'm going to be like, hello.
Here's your milk.
And he's going to be like, I didn't order milk. And I'm like, I'm here to fuck your mother.
Right. Here's my why.
Here's my whack. Dear Vin, go back, go back. You have no mystical in your new albums. Are you gangsta? Or fire? I'd rather listen to Live Wire. Oakland, that what you're making C shit non-violent like design.
I don't even have a question.
Anybody?
Nothing. I've got nothing for that.
Yeah.
Live wire.
You got one more?
He's talking about
I have more. I'm just waiting for you.
I
He's
don't
letting
know
that
what to
sink in.
say about that one.
Next guy. Help me understand what my purpose is. If you're asking me, jump off a bridge.
Wow.
Dear Vin, I am Gimmick's little sister. Remember playing at him and Bree's wedding last June?
Wow.
Did you?
No.
Play any weddings last
No,
year?
so this person is pretty confident that I played at a wedding.
Did they say gimmick or the real name?
Where are we here? Right there. Full name.
Oh.
Full name.
You said gimmick. I thought they were saying gimmick.
He was editing.
I'm in the process of booking a wedding of my own for next summer and wanted you to contact
You get a lot of
you
wedding
to see
fucking
when you are available. Loved you guys at the name wedding and would love to have you at mine if it works out. We are looking at Friday, June 20th now. Not set in stone, but how does that look for you?
Oh, guess we missed it.
That was like yesterday.
Must have happened.
3 days ago.
Was going to do it. Fucked up. Sicko.
My fault.
You get so many wedding requests.
Why is that happening?
That's
know.
weird.
Would you want... You didn't do a deal. But if you did, would you want me there?
If you didn't know him?
For Zeddy.
If me and we made ZD,
Yeah.
nothing to do with me.
Right.
Dear Vin, if anybody wants to meet the voice of the demigods in our Garden of Eden, a.k.a. Garden of the Gods, near the base of Pikes Peak, a.k.a. America's Mountain, a.k.a. our Mount Olympus, and help the USA stomp the Red Dawn communist threat from taking over our dream state.
Okay.
Red Dawn.
U.S. ghosts, U.S.
Wolverines.
demigods, U.S. aliens, U.S. survivors, U.S. creators, U.S. believers are throwing the voice a birthday party there on 420. I already know where you're at. You're a retard.
Mm-hmm.
So the great Scott can raise up M.O.'s weed and start the actual industrial revolution led by General Grant and General Lee. Before I continue, every other word is in quotes. I don't know what that means because I don't speak retard. If you can make it, awesome. If not, that's cool. But if you see Casper, a.k.a. your coughing cardinal in our Garden of the Gods in Manitou Springs, let them know that you are with us and not with them. Also, if you have a birthday present you would like to donate to our John Doe that finally found himself, don't be afraid of no ghosts. Whoa. The ghosts are friendly.
All right, fucking Ray Parker Jr.
My head likes the ghost. I ain't afraid of no ghost. It's time, my foot soldiers, to ride out and take back our country for us. Last time I was there, I saw more foreigners than Americans. Now
we see where we're
that
going.
garden is our Garden of Eden, and I plan to take it back for us. I already peed at the top of America's mountains, so that's a good start. LOL. I'm frightened. This is where the path to world peace starts. This is the change you have been waiting for. Remember your Zion I. Thanks, Jay-Z. Listen to your General Lee and study our immortal technique. Revolutionary Volume 1 and 2. Pinky and the Brain found their creator and are ready to take back our world for world peace. Let's rock and roll. Time to rise above our Corey Jesus and follow the leader. I am the world's godson, so let's do this shit as a family. End.
Love, Dan Aykroyd.
Love, biggest dick face that ever lived on Earth.
Wow.
That's how... Love, I'm the biggest fuck face that ever existed. Does anyone have heat with that?
Not at all.
Fuck your mother. Go away, man. You're trying to put shit on things that shouldn't be put there. Like earlier, an hour when you were like, it's shit is simple, but you're putting things on it that are more complicated.
Right.
That's what's going on there. Am I crazy? No. Pablo.
Is that?
That is
Da-da-da.
the end of Dear Vin. Where's Chop?
Sleeping with Jackie.
I hate that.
He's probably in my spot.
Yep.
Well, sometimes you eat the bear, sometimes the bear eats you.
Oh, he'll go.
Oh, you're going to ring him up?
Part of the list.
Oh, I want Chop to hang with us.
Once I go up there, it's like, beat it, pal. Yeah.
How dare you?
He's too big.
Well,
there ain't enough room.
Got a little mailbag? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Little mailbag.
All
wait,
right.
wait. Now, what are we doing?
It's fine. It was just a gimmick because of the laptop. Pay no mind.
So, what? I mean, well, then pay no mind.
All
You're
right.
the one that's supposed to gimmick it.
All right. Here we go. This one's for Paz.
Oh, Christ.
And the OG. Everybody can do this one. This one's from Carl Betancourt.
Carl is a really good friend of mine. He is close friends with my cousin Pasquale. So Carl, this isn't a joke gimmick. So let's.
He's not. So he's not British nobility.
He's yes, he's British nobility.
That's what I figured. I know what's going.
No,
All right.
Carl's
So he
awesome.
says, Vinnie Paz.
Carl, what up? Hot Carl.
Who played a better Cuban, Scott Hall or Al Pacino?
See, that's good.
Yeah.
It's not a better. It's who was worse. Gun to my head, I guess I gotta go Pacino because I mean, like Hall was horrible. Like Scarface is like one of the worst movies ever made.
Easily.
But I gotta think Hall was worse. So was it better?
Who played a better Cuban?
I'll go with Pacino, just strictly because he's Italian.
I don't know who the other one is.
Wrestler.
Remember Razor Ramon? Chico. All that shit. I mean, I'm not saying Pacino was on point. I'm saying, like, you got to go, like, well, there's the dead dog and then the more dead dog.
I'll go Pacino as well. Because I hate
Sicko?
Scott.
Pacino.
Pablo?
Yeah, I'll do that too.
Carl, what up, kid? Yo, let's link soon.
All right, next one's for Sicko and the crew.
Oh boy.
This is a repeat emailer. Our boy Rowan M from Cape Town. He asked,
That's real ill.
yeah, he's
You
down
know
there.
how far away
He's down there.
Cape Town is, dog?
Far.
Cape Town's right next to Shirt Town.
Cape Town is next to.
Did he just
Mask
really
Town.
say that?
Yeah, he did.
Sicko.
Yes.
Sicko.
What is your favorite history / biography of subculture movements? Could be a book, could be a movie.
Oh, now this dude's official. This is why when we shoot on people for being stupid,
Yeah.
we shouldn't, because when they ask good questions, we don't have the answers.
That's true.
Say it again.
Christ.
What is your favorite history / biography of subculture movements?
I like that.
I hate to say it only because I hate to put the author over because I fucking hate
Then
it.
don't. Say the book and don't pit him over. For real. I'm not joking. Say it.
But I'm drawing a blank on anything else.
We'll start with me and go to the right if you want time.
Yeah, you start.
To me, the 33 and the third, the Slayer.
That's good.
To me, the Rain and Blood record, the Rain and Blood, Diaz Ferris, like, amazing. That book, yo, man, couldn't put it down. DX Ferris, the Slayer book, 33 and the third. I know Gavin goes into some other shit because he deals with like UK skin biz, so he's probably gonna have like some real.
He's thinking heavy over there.
He is, and I know why, because he's hipping me to shit, and I'm like, whoa.
Can you say the question again?
What is your favorite history / biography of subculture movements?
What book from Dues were you like, yo?
No Irish, no blacks, no dogs. John Lydon.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Easiest, yeah.
It set the standard for all punk rock books after that.
Yeah. And I'm going to follow it up with Please Kill Me, as much as I hate to put it over. But it is a really good book.
Pablo, I just want to ask you.
I'm going to say, I'm going to do a book, I'm going to do a movie, I'm going to do Star Wars.
Yo!
It's about graffiti, but it's really about hip-hop, but yet hip-hop's not even really discussed now. And it's just,
I'm going to be real,
the guy was there, he had a camera.
Much respect. And it's mad punk rock dudes in that. It's like, yo, early 80s? Yeah. Oh, we're all the same. Like,
well done.
Yeah.
Well
and
done.
If you get the DVD, I think there's the stuff where he goes back and catches up with whoever he can catch up with.
Yo, Fab Five was like, Fab Five Freddy was running with mad punk rock dudes, man. Fab Five Freddy punk rock all day.
Yep.
Good question. This one's for Paz from Big MC ATL. I already know what you're going to say, but do you think the officiating in the NBA sometimes is a work?
Say the kid's name again.
Big MC ATL.
Big MC ATL. Yo, typically, yes, I think it's a work, but typically I wouldn't have answered that before. I don't think leading up to the playoffs, I thought that. I think once the finals came, it became a work. When they suspended Draymond Green, who was the best defender on LeBron, it became a work. Gavin, can you just give me one quote? What did Taz say about the NBA basketball?
I don't remember the exact quote, but he said something about I didn't see it, so something about the game went to the literally last second, and it was tied or some shit.
Well, his quote was, "The NBA is a work." So do I think it's a work every game of 82 games a year? Of course not.
No.
Do I think when it comes to Big Scotto at the end of the year and suspend this guy and make it go 7 games because if it goes 5 games, the Scotto comes? Yes. I think it's a work. Thank you for writing us, brother.
Okay, and I'll just add to that the high school that Sicko and I went to, 2 guys who went to high school with us were NBA officials, and they got pinched fixing games.
Yeah.
Well, Aunt Midge,
years ago.
Aunt Midge, who you guys know, my mom's sister, was married. Well, wasn't married, dated an NBA official, and let's just say things weren't necessarily always on the up and up.
Let's just say he came home with a bunch of boxes of steaks.
Let's just say he came home with an Adidas box, and I thought it was sneakers, and it was all $100
Let's just say
bills.
he had a lot of sacks with dollar signs on them.
He carried a sack around with him with dollar signs and someone who talked like the Kennedys.
All right, last question for the Paz OG, and I will chime in on this as well. This is from J. Emperson, 1987.
Cool.
What would be your Mount Rushmore of wrestlers? That would be 5 heads.
4.
You know, that's like the 9th time that's come up. The Mount Rushmore of...
Quick question. Is Mount Rushmore 5 heads or 4?
Now that they put Obama on there, it's 5.
I think it's 4.
I think it's 4.
Washington, Jefferson.
He's saying 5. I don't know why he's saying 5.
I mean, if he wants top
I
5
didn't do
on
the
Mount
research.
Rushmore, I don't know.
I see 4. Last time I looked at it was 4.
All right.
That's like the new thing to do. Like, what's your Mount Rushmore of? Like,
I
I've
agree.
literally seen that. 10
No,
times.
I agree.
4 or 5.
I'm going to do 4. I'm going to let Gavin set it off unless he wants me to set it off. I'm not mad at the Mount Rushmore question because the kid was respectful. Everybody who writes us a respectful, intelligent question, I feel like it's our duty to answer it.
Okay.
Unless you ask some dumb shit or it's out of
right.
pocket, we're going to answer
Only
it.
dumb asshole could be correct.
Right.
Right.
He didn't write in?
Dude, he hasn't been writing in for months.
Flair. Dusty.
First off, you're 2 in without saying your favorite person alive. So you should already go to bed.
I'm saving Terry for last.
All right.
2, unofficially 3.
Fuck.
See?
It's gonna be on the fucking mountain forever, dude.
See, it depends on how you look at it. This gets so complicated.
See?
It gets complicated. Like, are we talking most important people in the business ever? Or are we talking my favorite?
How did he word it again?
It just said, what would be your Mount Rushmore of wrestlers?
That seems pretty, I mean, like
You
got
what do you wanna
one
see on the
chance.
list?
All right, if it's my
Yes,
mountain,
yes. It's
I'm
your
changing
mountain.
it.
Your mountain.
Cactus, Terry, Dusty.
Okay.
How many are we doing? 4 or 5?
4.
I'll put Flair there.
Ric Flair. The Great Muta.
Fuck.
Terry Funk. Kurt Angle.
Over Brett?
Fuck! Brett.
All right, so Angle gets chiseled off. Brett gets put on there.
Say what I said again.
You said Nature Boy.
Flair.
Flair, Terry, Muta, Brett.
And I'm gonna say Flair,
Woo!
Rocky,
Not mad.
Mean Gene.
He didn't work.
He's in the business. It doesn't.
Fair enough.
All right,
Fair enough.
He didn't say wrestler. He said Mount Rushmore of wrestler.
Wrestling, yeah.
Fine.
And Hogan.
Come. See, he did that. He's
I mean,
trying.
you could do like Hogan.
Hogan should be all 4.
Rock. Austin.
and Michaels.
Fucking whoever.
You
Macho
could-
Man.
yeah.
Whatever the fuck.
And that is your mailbag for the week.
Yeah,
Thank you guys for writing in.
Always. Tell him how to write in.
Hit us up. info@broadstreetbreakdown.com.
Bang.
Man.
We on the recommendations.
Oh, no, I mean, that's typically my job. But I wrote myself a note because my recommendation is so crazy that I was hoping you guys would let me live. So basically what I'm going to do is explain that, again, what we do every episode is give a recommendation of what we're watching, we're listening to, or reading. Would that be a correct assessment?
I mean, anything that you're into right
That
now.
you're into to like bless these kids with shit they might not have heard of. Would that be a fair assessment?
Yeah.
So, because of how loco mine is, I'm gonna. Do you mind setting it off, P?
You want me to go first?
I mean, if you don't mind,
No problem.
because mine is
I
a little
got
bit. It gets a little heavy and a little bit
Yeah.
twisted,
Right.
and I know that that's not our deal.
Right.
But mine is super heavy and weird this week.
All right.
Mine is not, so we'll even it out.
Oh, I'll even you out.
All right. So mine is we're going back to Jamaica with mine. So
the shocker.
So the Joel went long, so we didn't talk about the bar crawl that I did. So I'll talk about it now, real quick. So if you
Bar
find yourself
crawl.
in Jamaica, you find yourself in the grill, you call my man Lambert up. You
Yo,
tell
he's
him you want to go on this bar crawl. You're gonna have the best time ever.
Lambert, what up?
His Facebook, I believe, is One Love Shuttle Bus. You put that on
Yo,
Facebook.
man, he's like doing a doing a
He got his
promo.
number. You go to see.
Did he pay you for this?
One love, my man. No
And shouldn't
worries.
this money be going to the show?
You go there. He's gonna take you some local spots. He's gonna take you some not so local spots. You're gonna have a good ass time. Get out of your resort for a little bit. Go see my man Lambert. One Love Bus. Have some fun.
That was a commercial.
Promo, man.
I don't know what that was.
That's a good time, man.
Go ahead, Steve.
Am I going?
Yeah.
Nobody's even here to hear it.
I'm here.
Mine's a funny little documentary I found completely by accident. It was on Showtime. I think it came out in 2014. It's called Meet the Hitlers. And what it is this guy explores people that live in the world with the name Hitler. So he finds like 6 or 7 people. Most of them are normal, but here's the thing. The theme that runs through it is the guy wrote a book 10 years earlier about the last living relative of Hitler, who apparently came over to America during World War II and was a big propaganda tool for America. And he made all these films. I left my uncle. I disagree with my uncle. Went to work for like the U.S. Air Force, then disappeared. Like went into anonymity. Didn't want to be known. So he had 3 children, 3 boys. And the thing that's really interesting to me is all 3 boys who are now men made a pact that they will never ever marry or have children because they don't want to pass along the Hitler genes. So that's like the central theme. And then, but all along he finds he finds this crazy dude who's actually German, whose parents like dropped him off at an orphanage 40 years ago and he's never seen them before. His last name's Hitler and he believes he's the son of Hitler, but he's not. And then it's like a girl from Kentucky who's like 16 years old. She's like, yeah, my name's Hitler. I'm going to my prom, but my name's Hitler. And she wears like shirts with the name Hitler on the back of it. It's just a very weird, wacky, kind of quirky little documentary about people who have the name Hitler. And I turned it on. I was reading the little channel description. And I was like, oh, this sounds kind of interesting. I'll watch like 10 minutes of it. And then I ended up watching the whole thing. It was pretty good.
And what did I say to you at dinner tonight? I'm sick of Hitler.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, I was there. I'm a witness.
And the other great thing about it is, one of the guys they profile is he's like an artiste, and he's actually the guy he used to work for Nike, and he did the "I'm Not a Role Model" Charles Barkley commercial.
Okay.
So he finds out he's got leukemia, and he's like, I'm going to be an artist. So his whole art installation is he finds stuff that you can buy online that's all Hitler related, right? And he makes an art show out of it. People come to see it, whatever. In the midst of doing the film, somebody brings up something about Stalin, and they go, "Yeah, well, who's worse, Stalin or Hitler?" And they do who's worse
stole the
in the
gimmick?
documentary. They completely steal the gimmick.
Well,
I'm a lawyer.
everyone steals me and Gavin's gimmick.
So there you go. Meet the Hitlers. It's called. It's on Showtime. I'm sure you can find it on Netflix too. It's a funny little film.
Hilarious.
There's also Hitler's in Long Island.
I don't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, literally, Hitler's.
Oh, I thought you meant as a name of a... No, that's what the guy did. He found people with the name Hitler.
Oh, no, there's his direct descendants in Long Island. And
Right.
Yeah.
And I was saying, he's trying to find... There's 3...
Oh, I heard you.
Thank you, Sicko.
Thank you. Yes. OG
My recommendation
is... these guys are trying to smoke now, but me and Pablo live clean.
That's right.
Blow.
Grilled chicken, all the stuff. Salt, water,
Brown rice, water.
roll nuts,
What'd you have for dinner tonight?
buffalo chicken wrap, with fries, and chicken soup. That was probably so much salt in it.
How is the Grey Goose part of the clean living?
What do you got for
How
us,
dare
Jeff?
you?
My recommendation this week is Kathleen's gravy and meatballs that I've been eating since
Yes.
fucking Sunday.
Whoa.
That's my recommendation.
But how are you recommending it? They can't have it.
Fuck them. I'm having it every day.
I like that.
I mean...
That's all I'm into
That's
this
heavy
week.
right there.
I've eaten it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Would D?
Yes.
Well, you're going to go smoke, so I'm going to be left with Pablo. So I'm going to go...
Well, I'll wait.
No. You don't have to because this is very long-winded.
Okay.
What
is it? Is something I care about?
When you hear a little bit of it, you're going to be mad that I didn't put you onto it.
Okay.
But I don't put you onto it because you sell everything and you're a jerk job.
That's not true.
It is, and how dare you?
How dare you, sir?
Now, Pablo will be very interested because of things from 20 years ago when you collected that whole weird world music scene.
Yes.
And you were
Still a big fan, yes.
And so now here's what we're gonna do.
All right.
This is what I'm putting over. This is my recommendation. There's a band called Goat, like the animal. Okay? Now, y'all gotta walk with me on this because it's really fucked up. What are you doing?
I'm writing down GOAT.
They,
GOAT.
they have two records. One is called World Music. The other one is called Commune. They have a third record that was live that's like real weirdo biz. I guess if you want to get into it. But I don't consider that a record. I don't know if you guys do. Wow, okay. So the low battery shit came on. So I'm trying to explain. Because I had to write down my notes of how to explain this band to y'all. Because they're that thrown off. So, are y'all familiar? Y'all know Gothenburg? All right. I've performed there mad times. It's like a city in Sweden. It's like Philly and
Okay.
So that's where they're supposedly based. But their whole gimmick is that they say they're from this place called Korpilomobolo in Sweden. And it was basically a place that was a voodoo, a little nookie in the world that was all voodoo.
Okay.
In Sweden, which doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So the story goes that like it was brought there. It has a history of voodoo and that a witch doctor lived there with all that voodoo. This little place, and everybody was on some witch doctor voodoo shit. And that when the Christian Crusaders ran through Europe and all that, like they came through, and all these voodoo dudes put a fucking curse on all those people.
Okay.
So basically, this band claims that they are the remnants of that.
All right.
And it's fucking wacko, man. Like all day long, the music is fucking thrown off. It's like Afro weirdo shit mixed with metal, mixed with world shit, mixed with devil worship.
Is there vocals on it?
Yes, and it's a girl, and they don't say what their names are, and they all dress in fucking costumes and masks, and say that they go back to this town in between tours, and live in this weird commune of voodoo in between performing, and nobody discredits it. That's the difference,
Yeah.
Remember when I was like, "Yo, this dude's Ghost," and then we found out that like it was Fugaga.
Yeah.
Nobody is.
I mean, I'm not mad at any of this.
So this is what this one guy talked, and they were like, "So what is your name?" And he's like, "You can't pronounce it." What is goat? This is his response. We are sons and daughters of the great Mika Milan Parvi and the oracle Ogdu. We prosper of the earth, rejoice and sing praise to our ancestors. We meditate, make music together, and spend time with our families in the deepest of love and togetherness. Yeah. This band, man, is like some weird other shit, bro. They perform in robes and masks and perform voodoo. So
you should do a track with them.
Absolutely.
If I can track that,
email.
You think I can email someone in the
dear guy you can't pronounce?
dear dude who lives in weird woods.
Yeah. Hello.
I am Vinny.
So,
How are you?
My tonight recommendation is a band named Goat. They're from a weird little city, and they make voodoo music. It's strange. If you sell me, I ain't mad at you. Don't write me like this band is whack shit. I wow out to it. And
So should you.
so should you. With that said, I'm going to throw it to Pablo. Pete, you want to say goodbye for the night or anything you want to get in?
Bam. Episode 19. Let's hope it comes
20,
out well.
20 is coming up,
I
though.
know, I'm a little nervous.
Yeah.
A little nervous.
Me too. Sicko, what up, kid?
Hey, another good one in the books. We'll see how it sounds. Check us out on the iTunes. Hit us up with the email, info@broadstreetbreakdown.com. Twitter, Facebook, you know the deal.
OG, what you got to say, Pop?
Download episodes. Numbers,
Numbers, baby.
whatever.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And if you didn't get your tickets for This Is Hardcore, you better get them now.
yeah, This Is
Yeah.
Hardcore. It's coming up. We're all going to be there.
I think it's actually exactly 6 weeks.
Word them up. My name is Vinnie Paz. For Pablo the Professor, for Sicko, for OG Gavin. My name is Vinnie Paz. This has been episode 18 or 19, can't remember which one, of the Broad Street Breakdown. We'll see y'all next time. Thank you again for listening to us.
Peace.
Uno.
Peace.